Got it.
Ranger Football Night is proudly presented by the following sponsors: Right Legal PLLC Attorneys and Counselors, Complete Land Sculpture, Vanguard GMC Ford Kia and Volkswagen, Veritex Community Bank, Rockmore Roofing Systems, Barrel and Bones, Craft Bar and Smokehouse, Mosley Dental Group, and UT Southwestern Simmons Cancer Center. On behalf of the Jesuit Sports Network and this production of Ranger Football Night, thank you, sponsors.
Getting a nice job. Ball gun is picked up at the 10, the 5. He'll go in for the third.
Ranger fans, welcome to the Ranger Football Night pregame show sponsored by Barrel and Bones. Now here are your hosts, Tom Walsh and Chris Martinez.
It's October in Dallas, Texas, and that means Jesuit Ranger football as the Rangers host tonight one of their arch rivals, the J.J. Pearce Mustangs from Richardson, Texas. And these are two teams that know each other well, and we are looking forward to another potential high-scoring affair. We'll talk about that in just a moment and the history between these two programs. But we're glad you're with us on a Friday night in Texas. It's Ranger Night at Ranger Stadium, Gary Pasquay Field. Welcome back, Tom Walsh and Chris Martinez. Chris, we were just referencing the outstanding history between these two programs, longtime district mates. Last year, a heartbreaker for Jesuit. Why don't you walk us through some of the recent history?
Well, I would say if you like offensive football, this is the rivalry to watch. The last 10 times they've played, Jesuit has a 9-game win streak. They got snapped last year by Pearce over at Eagle Mustang Stadium, taking that game 48-42. But looking at the last 10 times that Jesuit and J.J. Pearce have matched up, they have averaged, not high, averaged 75 points a game. 75 points a game. And that is highlighted by back in 2016 where Jesuit won the game 74-52. Can you imagine putting on 52 points on the board and getting beat by 3 touchdowns?
No, unbelievable. And that was, as you said, the highest scoring game in Jesuit's history, and they've got quite the storied history here. Tom Walsh, Chris Martinez, our 28th season together. Of course, this year, for the first time, we are splitting our announcing duties, of course, with the heir apparents. That's Kevin Fitzsimmons and Chris Ackles. Chris, of course, the public address announcer at Notre Dame football games. He has been for the last 4 years. And, of course, Kevin Fitzsimmons, long well known in the Jesuit community, following in the footsteps of his legendary father, Jack Fitzsimmons, who was our broadcast partner for the 25 of these 28 years. Chris, we're going to have a lot to talk about before we kick this one off, but we're going to take a quick break, and we're glad you're with us tonight. Jesuit versus J.J. Pearce. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Mom and Dad, I'm calling because I wanted to tell you about this all-boys Catholic school here in Dallas. They have so many different classes, even AP and dual credit ones, and over 100 clubs and sports I can participate in. There's also a huge focus on faith and service, which I'm really interested in. Gosh, there's so much more. They have an open house on November 16th to learn about it. We go check it out. I really want to. Oh yeah, I'm so excited I almost forgot. The school's name is Jesuit Dallas. Love you. Bye.
Okay. Pregame show.
All right, welcome back, Tom Walsh.
2,
Chris.
1.
Okay,
All
I
right,
thought you wanted me to
welcome
throw it
into
there.
the Barrel and Bones pregame show. Brian Henry here with head coach Brandon Hickman. And, Coach, let's just get right to it. Last week was a lot of fun. You guys did a lot of good things, didn't you?
It really was. It was a lot of fun. You know, it was exciting to get out there and get a first crack at the district play opponent. And, I got a lot of respect for Irving and the job coach does there. I thought their kids played really hard, but we wanted to come out and take care of business. And, we didn't want it to make it a game. Our goal in the first half was just put the pedal down and execute at a high level. And I feel like our kids did that. We had some guys really step up and make some big plays early on offensively, and then defense getting some stops, along with the special teams block, punt, and score, I thought was big. And we were able to get up, 38-0 at half, which we felt really good about.
You touched on it. Was that the most complete you've seen your team play this year?
Yeah, this year I think that was the most complete game we've played. We've had spurts. I thought the Highland Park game we played really well, certain parts of that game, and Hebron as well. But I felt like that was a complete, total football game on all three phases. So we wanted to really, just execute. And sometimes when you go out and play teams, after coming off a bye week, you're a little concerned with how you're going to look. Are we going to click? Are we going to look sharp? And I feel like the kids really clicked well. There was great energy on the sidelines and on the field, which I really love that. That's kind of what I preach a lot about with the energy of our team. I think that's really important. So I was really excited about the way that our guys raised the bar and really came out there with the guns blazing.
So turning the page to J.J. Pearce this week. They've kind of had a similar season like you guys have. They had a game canceled. They had a win and had some blowout losses. What kind of challenges are they going to present to you?
I think they got a good football team. They're trying to figure some things out, I think, too, like we are in some areas. We got to go out and execute. I think that's one of the biggest things. We got to go out and play really well. We got to tackle well. We got to block and take care of the ball and create turnovers. It's a pretty simple game, but I think the biggest thing we've really stressed to our guys is we got to out-physical them. We got to go out. We got to play physical football, win it in the trenches, and if we can do that, I think we'll be okay Friday night.
Is there anything you've seen from them that you think you can exploit or take it? I mean, their quarterback has struggled to throw the ball to his own team.
Yeah, they're not a big passing team. The biggest thing with us is don't get mesmerized by the formations and all the crisscross stuff that they got going on in the backfield, misdirection. We got to read our keys, trust our assignment, play disciplined football. I think on offense, they're good enough in areas to get things going. They're big up front on the O-line. So we've got to control the line of scrimmage. We've got to play really well up front. And then for us offensively, we got to be able to run the ball to win the game, and I felt good last week with the way we ran the ball, and I think it's important for us to carry that momentum into this week and establish a run game to set up our pass.
Last week you were able to play your whole roster. How How important is that from just a offensive line standpoint to let that second level of guys get in there and get to play for 2 or 3 series?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I mean, your backup kids, your 2s, and maybe a couple 3s that we have, they work just as hard as the starters. So I think it's really important that those guys get good reps, and I think it's really important that our starters cheer for those guys when they're out there. So that was a big emphasis I had on the sidelines with our players is, hey, cheer for these guys in the second half just as much as they cheer for you, right? And so those guys have earned it. Those guys have been in the program, most of them for 4 years, especially some of the seniors that got in there. I was really excited for those guys to be able to play, and we got a lot of guys playing time, and it was just a good night all around. And, now we're back at it this week, and we've had a great week of practice this week. I'm really pleased with the bounce in our step and the way that we've been practicing. We're trying to get a couple guys back that have been out for a few weeks. But the guys that we're asking to play and the guys that need to play are the ones that are going to have to step up and make plays, and I know they will. A lot of these guys have waited their turn, and they're getting their number called, and they're going to be ready.
Your quarterback play, that seemed like that was the most consistent that we've seen both Beck and JP play all year.
Yeah, I felt really good about Beck and JP. I mean, they were both MVPs along with the O-line, and I thought Kirby really played well. And then you got Corson on special teams that's doing great, and he's making catches. And, you got to remember, 2 of those 4 guys we mentioned are sophomores. And I've also got 2 sophomores on the O-line, that are playing a lot, Ben Bumgarner and Hudson Krug. And so I'm real excited about that. And JP got his first touchdown throw, which was exciting for him. And I thought we played really well. I thought Beck managed the game well. I thought JP managed the game well. We were able to, get our run game going and make the throws that we needed to make. We took care of the ball. I think that was the biggest thing. I don't remember us having a turnover in the game. We took care of the football, and so that's the main thing. If we can take care of the ball and create turnovers, which we did, you have a high chance of winning the ball game.
Well, we'll see what happens here in a little bit. Thanks for your time here, Coach. And this has been the Barrel and Bones pregame show.
Thanks for having me.
With all of the classes, clubs, and activities here, the possibilities are endless. I honestly don't know of anywhere else where I could be an innovator, an athlete, and a leader while pursuing rigorous academics and forming lifelong friendships. There's truly something for everyone.
I'm going to pop them up there, and you're going to have to make conversation. Here we go.
Welcome back, Tom Walsh, Chris Martinez, Carson Long. We've got Tradio, Trey Bell, doing a great job for us as always, bringing this game to you. We got several cameras. Got all kinds of great electronics up here. I'll be showing you some highlights and some replays. So very exciting stuff. Keys of the game. Chris, what do you think?
Well, out physical and win in the trenches. I think that goes to every single football game that you get to. You want to win those games in the trenches. But for Jesuit, running the ball, they've had trouble running the ball this year to set up that pass. They got a great passing game, but if they can break a few runs and get those linebackers to start cheating up where they can throw into the 2 deep, that'll be very beneficial for Jesuit. And we got to create turnovers, and we got to avoid turnovers. We already have 7 turnovers on our side. 7 interceptions on our side, and that's only through 4 games.
All right, well, good keys to the game, Chris. Well, it's good to be with you tonight. And the captains are out in the middle of the field right now as they're going to have the coin toss. We're about 4 minutes from kickoff. And the weather has turned a little nicer in North Texas. This is my favorite time of year, Chris. October, you start getting a little bit better weather as the Rangers won the toss and they have elected to defer to the second half. So they will receive in the second half and they will kick in the first half. And Chris, a long-time tradition. We've talked about, besides the weather, 84 degrees out there right now here in the area. And we think it's going to get down into the gusts right now, wind 6 miles per hour. Gusts could get up to about 14 miles per hour, and we're hoping to get into the high 70s during the game tonight. It feels like 83. The wind is making it feel a little bit cooler, says our meteorologist, Chris Martinez. But, Chris, we've often liked to try to compare the uniforms for both teams to some college program. And, of course, this year, for this game, is pretty easy.
Well, Jesuit is always the Notre Dame look, the gold helmets, the blue jerseys, and tonight they've got kind of the dark gray pants. That's the first time I've seen that look this year. J.J. Pearce, they got the SMU Mustang on the side of the helmet, but their uniforms, I think, kind of look like a Texas Tech road game. White jerseys, red pants.
I think that's an excellent call by you, Chris. You're right. They got the Mustang logo. Of course, they are the Pearce Mustangs, but they do have a little bit of the Texas Tech road uniform, the white with the red pants and the red numbers. So the Jesuit Rangers have taken the field. Jesuit had a big win last week against the Irving Tigers.
Yeah, they definitely handled that game. They won that game 52-13, got off to a big lead, 45-0. And then the second and third teams got some great playing time in there as well.
Yeah, so a lot of guys got to play last week, and we're going to pause for just a moment, and we're going to have our prayer, and then we're going to have our national anthem. So we will pause, and we'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
Bless the coaches and officials with wisdom and fairness. Grant that all perform tonight with a spirit of sportsmanship, treating each other with respect and kindness. In this week that we honor our guardian angels, please protect the members of both teams from harm. If injuries occur, may the athletic trainers be skilled and consoling in their timely care. In the excitement of this game, may our behavior bring honor to you and joy to all who watch. Amen.
And now remain standing and please remove your hats to honor America with the playing of our national anthem performed by the Jesuit Ursuline Ranger Band.
All right, welcome back. We had our prayer, and now we had the national anthem, and we are ready to play some football. If you're just joining us, I'm Tom Walsh with Chris Martinez. We've got Carson Long up here, Jesuit senior, a senior now, and I think we'll be going on to do great things in sports media. Looking forward to watching what Carson accomplishes. Already done so much here at Jesuit. And, of course, Trey Bell from Tradio. You can listen to us at a couple of different places. One of them is on YouTube at jesuitrangers.org/live. And I believe the Tradio is Tradio's tr3.live/Jesuit. So two different ways to listen to us on these airwaves tonight. And watch. You can listen and watch. We got lots of cameras here. So used to doing the radio with these. It was during COVID that we first got the permission to do these games. Everyone was always concerned that if you put these games on the video, no one would come to the games. Well, that has not been the case, Chris. Always a good turnout here at Ranger Stadium.
Well, they said the same thing about Major League Baseball about 100 years ago. You can't put it on the radio because then no one's going to show up. And baseball's been very healthy.
Well, we're so glad you're with us tonight. Tom Walsh again with Chris Martinez, and the Rangers will be kicking off. Noah Magoo's brother does such a great job for Jesuit, and we're looking forward to seeing how this Ranger defense comes out tonight, Chris. I think that Rangers defense needs a good start, but before we kick this one off, remember our title sponsor is Veritex Bank, proud to serve as the official bank of the Jesuit Dallas Rangers. We share a strong commitment to serving the community and making a difference in the lives of others. Learn how to share values make Veritex Bank and Jesuit a winning team at www.veritexbank.com, member FDIC. And here comes the kickoff. We are underway. Game 2 of the district season, and Magoo kicks it into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So we'll have a good chance now, Chris, to see what the we'll have a good chance to see how this defense can respond early. They've struggled a little bit early in the games, and we'll see how they do.
Yeah, the Pearce offense, they're very balanced. A little bit slightly more runs than passes, maybe 55-45. So you're going to see a heavy dosage of Jeremiah Lyons running the ball. He's their leading ball carrier, and Evan Roseberry, the quarterback, is their second leading ball carrier. Evan Roseberry, number 10, Jeremiah, number 1. And we're going to see what kind of offense they run, what kind of setup.
So you talked about it, and Wyatt Walters is the freshman. He has been outstanding early on. So one wide receiver to the right side, back to pass, quick throw, off the fingertips. They tried to get it out quick, Chris, but the ball was thrown a little bit high. Jesuit had some good coverage there, but it goes incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, he tried to hit Tate Anchikoski there, number 7. He's listed as a linebacker here, so maybe that's not the right guy. It doesn't look like a linebacker split out to the left.
No, it does not indeed. Andres Vaughn was on the coverage for Jesuit. Handoff, right side, has a hole, lots of yardage. Gained of about 7, maybe 6. We'll see where they spot him out to the 32-yard line. Mac Murphy made the, that was Mac Murphy on the carry. And it'll be 3rd down at about 3. So first 3rd down of the game.
Yeah, right off the right tackle. Good solid gain for Pearce right there. Sets up a 3rd and short.
3rd down 3. One wide receiver each way. They'll swing it out to the left side. Have some blockers out in front. Looks like they'll have first down yardage out to about the 37-yard line. So just another quick throw. We saw that earlier as Vaughn came up and made the play, Jesuit's Dallas defense, but not before a first down was picked up.
Yeah, they do throw to their backs quite a bit. That was Jeremy Lyons, number 1. He has 7 pass catches this year.
Right side. Good yardage again. Finally knocked out of bounds up at about the 43, maybe the 44. We'll see where they spot him. But so far, so good for the offense for the Pearce Mustangs. And they did get beat pretty badly by Lake Highlands, but of course Lake Highlands is considered to be the top team in the league right now by all the preseason prognosticators.
Yeah, that last play, Evan Roseberry, the quarterback, just on a sweep.
2nd and 4. Roseberry, quick throw again to the right side. He's got a first down just beyond the sticks to the 48-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Chris, he does not hold the ball very long, Roseberry. He gets rid of it fast.
He's just real quick, kind of like Patrick Mahomes at Kansas City. You got to get that ball and get it out there quickly. But we'll see if he does any underhand throws later on.
First down 10 at their own 48-yard line. The quarterback, Roseberry, gets the snap. There's a flag. So that'll delay things for just one moment. Looks like some false start. It'll be first down now and 15.
I didn't see who moved on that one. I think it was one of the interior linemen. Maybe it just didn't get set. Yeah, number 75 offensive lineman. Looks like he was the left guard. Just got moved a little bit too quickly. We got a spread offense here, just one back in the backfield.
First down 15, Evan Roseberry in the gun where he's been all night. Back to pass, pumps once, throws deep. And there's only a Jesuit player back there. He's got it. The receiver fell. Jesuits picked it off into the 30. Coming right side to the 35. That's Beret. And he is out of bounds inside the 50-yard line into Pearce territory. The receiver fell, Chris. And Jesuit had a great play there on defense. And that's what the doctor ordered. You talked about and the keys to the game, winning that turnover battle.
Turnover battle is key. That's only the 3rd interception for Jesuit on the season. Great return inside the Pearce territory. I think it's inside the Pearce territory.
Yeah, I thought it was to the 48-yard line. Let's see
I don't know. Oh, there's a block in the back, so it's going to be pushed back. He did get into Pearce territory, but after the interception, when you're not used to running downfield, you're supposed to go north and south. So many people, when they're not used to running with the ball, like a defensive back, he's going wide, trying to hit the edge because there's nobody out there, but it takes forever to get out there, and that's very apt to get a block in the back.
Well, it was after the interception. So, Beret, though, the Rangers just lost about 32 yards on that penalty on the block in the back, but they do have the first turnover of the game. First down 10.
Barry hands it off to Lucas Mayer. He picks up 3.
Second down 7 for Jesuit. Haven't had a quick glitch there, but we're back in business. 2nd and 7 after the short gain. Beckberry keeps it on the quarterback keeper. Breaks tackles, going to be pushing up beyond the sticks. Looks like he's got the first down to the 30-yard line. So a nice run there by Beckberry.
It was kind of an option play off to the right side. Beckberry kept the ball and got just enough for the first down. The nose of the ball right at the 30-yard line.
First down 10. Jesuit goes fast. Nice big hole to the 40. Another first down, and that is the man you want to have the ball, Shane Parker. He was hurt early in the season in the game against New Orleans Jesuit, but he's back, and that was another nice explosive run for about 11.
Yeah, it is very nice to get Shane Parker back. Like you said, he was injured. I was fearful it was going to be for a while, but he looked very healthy on that run around the right end.
So Caden Prophet will be split wide to the left side. Again, watch for Kirby. He's been Barry's favorite target all year. Lindley's also been impressive, the sophomore. First down 10 at the 41-yard line of Jesuit. No score if you're just joining us. 9:10 to go in the first quarter. Handoff, right side. Parker breaking the tackle, then gets down at about the 47-yard line. He picked up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Ethan Jamison made the tackle for Pearce.
That looked like almost the identical play. The previous one where he got the first down, a 6-yard gain for Shane Parker. When you set up 2nd and shorts, good things are going to happen.
Yeah, it's good to have Parker back. What a dimension he adds to this Rangers offense. Cade Kirby goes wide to the left side. 3 wide receivers right and a little bit of a triangular stacked formation. 1 back in the backfield. That's Meyer. And Kirby, little option, keeps it into the second level. He's got a first down and more. He's inside the 40-yard line. A flag comes down. I think that's going to be a face mask, Chris, just based on when the back judge threw it. And so there may be 15 yards added onto that, or a horse collar. We'll see what they call.
Yeah, that was a stacked on the right-hand side with the 3 wide receivers to try to get as many defenders going off to that right-hand side. And Beckberry took it over to the left side where there's very few people over there and got a nice gain over there.
Yeah, and Davidos made the tackle for the Mustangs, but I think he got his hand up into the face guard, and they called a 15-yard penalty. So the Rangers, who started at their own 20-yard line after the interception, are already inside the Pearce 25-yard line. So they are in business at the 23.
It'd be nice for Jesuit to make a statement right off the bat with their first possession. If they can drive down the field and show dominance, then you kind of take the will out of J.J. Pearce.
Shane Parker in the backfield with Meyer, and the Rangers, they had their own false start. First penalty on offense tonight for Jesuit. It'll be first down 15. That'll push them back to the 28-yard line. Chris, our great friend and broadcast partner, Kevin Fitzsimmons, listening in tonight, I think from the great state of California. That's why Kevin's not with us, but I think he had a family commitment, maybe a wedding or something, but good to have Kevin listening from California.
Yeah, let's find out where in California. As you know, I went to school in San Diego. I'd always love to go back to San Diego when I get the chance.
You're a Torero, of course. Chris Martinez from the Jesuit class of 1978. Former football player under the great Gary Pasquay. First down 15 at the 28-yard line. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left, 2 men in the backfield. There's the snap. Rolling right. Barry throws, caught. Nice gain again Corson Lindley, who really started to flash against Highland Park and has really come on strong, made the catch. He picked up about to the 19-yard line from the 28, so maybe 10 on that play. It'll be second down at about 6, so they'll cover 9.
Yeah, the last couple of games, Corson Lindley, like you mentioned, has really come up. He has got 10 catches coming into this game. He's been more and more a focus on the offense.
Yeah, he's a really outstanding player and just a sophomore. Good size, 6 foot 1 inches tall, and 165 pounds. Barry running again. Still good positive yardage inside the 15-yard line. Looks like he's going to be very close to the sticks. It'll depend on the spot there. But we've seen that dimension get added in the Highland Park game as well. Of course, they continued it last week against Irving, but Beck Berry, who played receiver before moving to quarterback this year, he was a quarterback in middle school, Chris, has some wheels. It'll be a very makeable third down and short, as that last tackle was by Brody Ross for the Mustangs.
Yeah, depending on what happens here, this may be 4-down territory as well, so you got 2 downs to make that 1 yard.
And you got 2 excellent backs in Meyer and Parker in the backfield. Lindley's wide right. Play action. Barry swings it out. And that's going to be first down, first and goal yardage down inside the 5-yard line. And Meyer brings it in. 6:51 to go. First quarter clock is running.
Yeah, Jesuit has just been doing those really quick, short, out in the flat sweeps around the tackles of each side, and a couple of passes right there in the flats, and getting positive yards there. First and goal now.
First and goal. 1 wide receiver, that's Kirby. He's got single coverage on the left side. Lindley's to the right side. Now a safety kind of creeping over to the left side. Handoff. Parker, and he's going to go into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, Jesuit. What an impressive drive, Chris. We'll get the totals for you in just a moment, but 80 yards on that drive after the interception by Beret. And the Rangers have struck first. They're up 6-0 with 6:44 to go here in the first quarter of play.
Well, I know it was an 80-yard drive after the penalty, and it was probably close to 5 minutes because Pearce only had the ball for a few snaps before they did that. So we'll get the scoring drive here in just a moment.
Here comes the extra point try. The kick is up. It was blocked. No good. So Jesuit leads now 6-0.
Yeah, that scoring play was 7 plays, 80 yards. It took 3 minutes and 21 seconds, topped off by Shane Parker's 5-yard. Scoring summary is brought to you by Vanguard Auto Group. This scoring summary is sponsored by Vanguard Auto Group. Vanguard Auto Group is proud to stand behind Jesuit Athletics. With GMC, Kia, and Ford dealerships in the DFW Metroplex and surrounding areas, we're here to be your hometown dealer. Visit VanguardAutoGroup.com and schedule your test drive today. Go Rangers.
Remember, our title sponsor is Veritex Bank. Proud to serve as the official bank of the Jesuit Dallas Rangers. We share a strong commitment to serving the community and making a difference in the lives of others. Learn how our shared values make Veritex Bank and Jesuit a winning team at www.veritexbank.com. Member FDIC. And Barrel & Bones Craft Bar and Smokehouse is proud to support Jesuit Dallas and our community. Support local and catch every Jesuit game on the big screens. You can watch us. You can hear us. Tradio bringing it for us at Barrel & Bones. Order online for delivery and use code JESUIT for $5 off your order. Another kick into the end zone will not be returned. And now the Pearce Mustangs will have their second crack at the offense. You know, Chris, they came out and they were really throwing those short passes and having some success, but they went deep. The receiver fell, and Beret made a nice interception for Jesuit, almost playing like he was an outfielder.
Yeah, it looked like he was the intended receiver on a fly pattern down there. So even though you got that first touchdown and you got the 6-0 lead, you definitely want to keep Pearce in check because they do have an explosive offense. In the history of this rivalry, as we mentioned in the pregame, there's a lot of points. 6 points is not going to hold up.
So 6:44 to go. Jesuit up 6-0. Handoff. Big hole. Oh, and quickly closes. Linebacker came up, made the play. A gain of about 4. Kate, that was Weissmuller that came and made the play. It'll be second down and 6.
Yeah. Pearce is going somewhat tempo. They're not huddling up. Jeremiah Lyons was the running back on that play.
So Weiss Miller made the tackle. I thought for a minute, Chris, that thing had some potential to do some damage, but Weiss Miller made a great play, 2nd and 6. Rolling right, quick throw again, which we saw in that first drive, and very nicely defended by the Jesuit defense. The secondary quickly, maybe only about a half a yard, maybe one. Cabe Westmiller and Norman came in to make that play. So
we're going to see that type of play from Pearce all night long. I saw them at pregame, and they were constantly working on the quarterback, rolling out and then throwing that short pass out in the flat.
And Evan Roseberry is your quarterback, the senior, 155 pounds and 5'9", but he likes to get the ball out in a hurry. And he'll just tuck it and run, and the Rangers have him short of the first down. Great job by that Jesuit Ranger interior front. Now, there is a flag down, and it came down very fast, Chris, by the side judge. We'll have to see if maybe the Jesuit Rangers lined up off sides or if somebody moved. Let's see what it was. They did not call the play. They did not blow the play dead. Illegal procedure is called.
It could have been a legal formation where they let the play run on. Maybe more than 5 people in the backfield.
Gabriel James made the play to stop him for the first down anyway. They can decline the penalty and bring up 4th down, and Lindley will go back to return this kick for Jesuit. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a Jesuit Rangers fan, you've got to be happy with how this one has started. Beret had the interception. The Rangers offense was really sharp. 80-yard drive. Extra point was blocked at 6-0. Here's the snap now on a punt, and they get it away. And a fair catch is being signaled for and made at about the 31-yard line by Lindley. Nice punt there, Chris.
Yeah, that was a good fair catch because if he didn't, there were 6 white shirts surrounding him. So he made the smart decision and not letting the ball bounce. Got decent field position at the 32-yard line.
Well, what do you want to see? I got to tell you, how good does it look for this Ranger offense to have a 1-2 punch like Shane Parker and Lucas Meyer in the backfield?
Yeah, and then, of course, in Lindley also out on the wide, he's making himself known here.
And, of course, Beck Berry showed some good running ability, which we knew he had, but they've been dialing his number quite a bit the last few weeks. So 1st and 10, Jesuit at their own 32-yard line. Berry, handoff. Parker, no running room there. Nice job by that Pearce Mustang defense as Brody Ross, who has flashed a few times early, came in. And actually, Jesuit loses about a half a yard to a yard back to the 31-yard line.
That looked like the old Green Bay Packers sweep to the right with Paul Hornung and Jim Taylor. I know I'm dating myself tremendously right there, but Pearce was ready for it and defended that one quite well.
Yeah, and you saw it right there on the replay from Tradio that very well defended by Ross. So back to pass, Berry. He'll swing it out to the left side. And again, the Pearce Mustang defense swarms, so 2 plays. They lost a yard on the first 2 plays. Each of them, Chris, a loss as Jamison came up to make that play. So now it'll be 3rd down and 12 for Jesuit back at their own 30-yard line.
And we're going to see something down the seam, or we're going to see that bubble screen on this play.
So 3rd down and 12. The Rangers. They've got a lot of real estate to make up. Pearce showing a little blitz from the right side. Still a lot of time on the play clock. Berry looks over with the team to get the signals. Of course, they still have the hand signals coming in, but the Jesuit also uses those wristbands now where they can also dial in the play electronically. 3rd down and 12. Back to pass, Berry. Then flags come down. Someone must have moved there, Chris. And so that's the 3rd procedure penalty that I can remember already tonight for both teams. So 3rd and 12 just got a lot harder to 3rd and 17 as the ball goes back to the 25-yard line.
You know, there's certain officiating crews that like to throw flags, other ones that kind of keep those flags in their pocket. Hopefully that's an aberration right now. We're not going to see flags all the time for procedures.
Well, they may have made an emphasis of it early on to see if the teams will really wait until that ball is snapped before they move. 3rd and 17, Berry's in the gun. Back to pass. Quarterback draw, up the middle, to the 35, to the 40, the 45. He's at midfield, breaks a tackle to the 46-yard line. Beck Berry. Ethan Jamison finally brought him down, but on 3rd and 17, what a hole by that Jesuit Rangers offensive line.
Well, the Jesuit have their wide receivers split out, stretching out the defense. Beck Berry on a quarterback draw, design quarterback draw, right up the middle.
Yeah, he had all kinds of. I mean, Chris, I know you played both cornerback and offensive tackle. I love saying that because you're the only guy I've ever known that's played cornerback, corner at CB, and offensive tackle back in the great Gary Pasquay 1977 season, your senior year.
I've always loved the cornerback position.
1st and 10 for Jesuit after a big pickup. Barry, he was under duress. He had to try to drop it off to Parker. Couldn't quite get it there because he was being pressured there by Ben Krasner. And so we had to just get rid of it. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
You know, you always talk about yesteryear, how great you were, the older it gets. But it was a different time in 1977. If you weighed 200 pounds, you were a big guy.
Yeah.
Here it's like 200 pounds not even going to get you on the offensive line.
Yeah, 200 pounds might make you a linebacker or a receiver or a running back. 2nd down 10. Barry rolling right. Lets it go over the intended receiver's head. He was looking for Koenigs, who also really started to emerge in this offense in that Highland Park game. Jesuit was only down 28-14 at that game with 8 minutes to go in that game, Chris, before the final score was 42-14. And Jesuit was driving down 28-14 at the Highland Park 40 when they could not convert a 4th down. So, but I thought we saw a lot of really good things, and Koenigs was one of them.
Yeah,
he made some big plays.
He is. I'm very impressed with him, very impressed with Corson Lindley. He's split out to the right now, 3rd and long.
3rd down 10 from the 47-yard line of the Mustangs. Barry running right. He will not get to the 1st down sticks that time. Taken down at about the 42-yard line. I wonder if Brandon Hickman was thinking this is 4-down territory. Luke Casagrande called his name some last year. He made the play. We called his name a lot last year, Chris. And it's 4th down, and the Rangers do consider it 4-down territory. I think that's what they were trying to set up there. They figured they had 2 plays.
That's a perfect name for the defender, too. Casagrande means big house.
Oh, yes, and he's made a nice play there. So 4th down at about 6, 1:40. Clock is running. A lot of runs tonight, so the clock has been methodically ticking. And now
they're going to call timeout with a couple seconds to go.
Yeah, with 1 second, they'll call a timeout with 1:26. And we'll keep it here. And, Chris, that'll give us a chance to catch up on some of our sponsors. Our first quarter sponsor is UT Southwestern Simmons Cancer Center. UT Southwestern Simmons Cancer Center, your home for cancer care with locations around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It is the gold standard for cancer centers. And they've got locations around Dallas and Fort Worth. If you want cancer care with the highest level of expertise, ask for UT Southwestern Simmons Cancer Center by name. Well, Chris, what are you dialing up here? I'll make you the offensive coordinator. 4th and about 6 at the 42-yard line. Are you looking for Parker on a little screen pass, or Meyer? Are you looking for Kirby? They haven't looked Kirby's way tonight so far, and he's been the leading receiver coming into tonight. Or are you looking for that quarterback draw again, which we saw the Rangers convert on 3rd and 17? What are you dialing up?
Yeah, I think I might do the little quarterback punt. I don't want to turn the ball over on the 42-yard line with the Pearce offense the way it is. Maybe it's not a straight punt, but, the typical, the quarterback gets the ball, then he steps back 4 or 5 steps and then punts it down the field.
Fourth down at about 6, maybe a long 5 or a short 6. 2 receivers each way. Back to pass, Barry. He'll fire, and it's incomplete. It's almost picked off, but that's one that I think Jesuit's Joseph Koenigs wishes he could have back because he is such a sure-handed receiver, just not able to bring that one in. I think he may have been looking, Chris, to see where he was going to go after the catch. It went incomplete. Not a bad throw by Barry at all.
I think you just jinxed him because you were giving him so many accolades before that play. But no, the ball was high. It was went through his hands, but it was a high pitch. It wasn't going to be an easy catch.
1st and 10. He's so sure-handed, though. I guarantee you if we asked him, he'd say he'd like another shot at that one because he has been very impressive. And another one of these young players that's had to step up this year. He's only a junior. So 1st down 10 after the Mustangs hold on 4th down. Handoff, left side, short gain, up to near the 45-yard line.
There's Jeremiah Lyons. We're going to see a lot of him, again, coming into this game. He had 34 attempts rushing, so we're going to see a lot of him. I think he just tripped over his feet that time.
Yeah, and Tanner Krug made the tackle. 2nd down at about 8 for the Mustangs, trailing 6-0 at their own 44-yard line. 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. Little shovel pass to the front, and the Rangers defense is there. So they tried to do a little misdirection there, Chris, and roll left and then shoveled it back to the right. But Parker Sherman for the Rangers was not at all fooled. He makes the tackle for loss. And it's now going to be 3rd down and long for the Mustangs. And they will have to snap it because there's only 24 seconds on the play clock and 29 seconds on the game clock. 3rd down 11 for the Mustangs at their own 43-yard line. Man comes in motion. There's the snap. Back to pass. Looking over the middle. Ball thrown. Incomplete. Good coverage out there by Jesuit. And that was Mac Murphy, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 11. So a good job by Murphy on man-to-man coverage.
That was an excellent. He covered him like a blanket. That looked like an NFL cornerback. Had the left arm ready for the tackle around his waist, not holding him back, and got the right arm in there and knocked it out of his hands. Beautiful defensive breakup. Pearce ready to punt.
4th down and about 11. And Jesuit will send Lindley back to receive at about his own 29-yard line. Bad snap. He'll get rid of it. Nice job by the punter, and he kicks a nice kick. He'll take a right turn at about the 34-yard line before it goes out of bounds. But my goodness, Chris, the Rangers had an opportunity there, and what a great job by the punter.
Yeah, that did. It skipped into him, and he kind of ran to the right, kind of the old-fashioned rugby-type kick, and it was a positive kick. It had a little Ranger bounce to it a little bit, and Jesuit will be taking over on their own 25-yard line here late in the first quarter. We probably get one more playoff absent a incomplete pass. Only 7.5 seconds to go in this first quarter.
1st down 10 at their own 25-yard line. Jesuit leads 6-0 with 7.5 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. Brought to you by UT Southwestern Simmons Cancer Center. 1st and 10. There's the snap. Play action. They'll swing it out. Caught at the 30-yard line. Quickly converging there, but Jesuit had another nice gain on 1st down. Caden Profit brought that one in for a gain of about 6 before Nate Kinder brought him down. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, you get those 1st down plays and you're gaining 5-6 yards. It just opens up the playbook. You can call anything you want, and the defense is going to be guessing.
So 2nd down and 5 from maybe a short 4 or a short 5 or a long 4, Chris. It's just beyond the 30-yard line. They've got to get to the 35. There's a snap. Barry, he's got a 1st down, it looks like, up beyond the 35-yard line. And a nice job. Boy, they're really dialing up the quarterback keeper, and has had great success as Ben Krasner made the tackle, and that's it for the first quarter of play. Chris, I got to tell you, we talked about Casa Grande, and the great Carson Long reminded me that it was his brother that was the star running back last year. Remember, that's why we were calling Casa Grande so much last year for Pearce in that shootout the Jesuit lost 48-42.
Well, that makes sense, having 90 points scored in that game versus calling a defensive player with a bunch of tackles, because there probably wasn't a heck of a whole lot of defense in that game last year. But we're only at 6-0, and again, this history, they averaged 75 points a game combined over the last 10 meetings, including last year's 80 points, and we're only at a 6-0 clip right now.
Yeah, Chris, so if you're just joining us, our second quarter sponsor, why don't you give it to us, my friend?
Veritex Bank is proud to serve as the official bank of the Jesuit Dallas Rangers. We share a strong commitment to serving the community and making a difference in the lives of others. Learn how our shared values make Veritex Bank and Jesuit a winning team at veritexbank.com.
1st and 10 for Jesuit at their own 36-yard line. They're also member FDIC. 1st and 10 at their own 36. Jesuit now leading 6-0. Barry throws it over the middle to Kirby. That's his first catch of the night. I think it came loose. Did he bring it into the ground, or did it come incomplete? Let's see what they call. Looks like he made the catch. Nope, incomplete. Nope. I think he had it for a moment, Chris, and then it came loose.
Yeah, the umpire who's picking up the ball, who always spots the ball, he was kind of lackadaisical picking it up and not making a signal. That came from the line judge or the back judge with the incomplete. It definitely hit him in the chest, but Pearce got a hand in on there.
And here we look. Yep, looks like he just was not able to secure it. So good call by the umpire who was right there. We saw that on the Tradio replay. Good camera work out there by the young man doing the camera work. 2nd down, 10. There's the snap. Barry, little option, makes the pitch, and there was 2 white jerseys waiting for him. And it goes for really a loss on the play. That was DeBoob that made the Casagrande made the tackle.
Yeah, that was a option play by Barry, and Pearce just read it. There was actually 3 jerseys out there that made the stop, and another negative play. We got a 3rd and 12 coming up.
All right, DeBow, excuse me. I want to make sure I get that young man's name right. 3rd down, 13 for Jesuit. So both teams now finding themselves in some 3rd and longs after some good opening drives by both teams. Back to pass is Barry. He'll fire it over the middle. It's almost picked off. My goodness. He was looking for Shane Parker at about the 44-yard line, and that ball was almost picked off back at the 49-yard line. Ethan Jamison, we've called his name so much, had a shot at it, and the Rangers were lucky that wasn't a turnover. You talked in the keys to the game. You got to win the turnover battle. We almost gave him back one.
Yeah, that was down the seam. Cade Kirby turned left. Shane Parker turned right, and the ball was right in between them to each of their backs. Jesuit to punt right now.
All right, 4th down and 12. 11:06 to go in the 2nd quarter of play. If you're just joining us, Jesuit had a Beret interception, started at their own 20 after that, had an 80-yard drive. The extra point was no good, and that's a nice punt. Fair catch is called for, and the officials are going to blow it dead. He picked it up on the bounce, but he had made the fair catch signal, so not able to advance it, even though it had fallen to the turf. And that was a really nice punt there, Chris.
It was the fair catch, and it did bounce, and your inclination is to, it's on the ground, I got to pick it up and run. But like you said, he did have a fair catch. First downs for the first quarter. Jesuit won that battle 7-2. 111 yards of offense for Jesuit to only 30 yards for J.J. Pearce. We did have the big interception that led to the first score and the only score of this ball game. Pearce takes over at their own 21.
Roseberry, handoff, left side, and the Rangers defense, boy, the Rangers interior has been stout tonight. A loss of about 1 back inside the 20-yard line. And there's just no running room right now for the Pearce Mustangs on that Rangers interior defense. Mac Murphy made the play, and that was Jeremiah Lyons. He is their workhorse.
Yeah, Jeremiah Lyons just hasn't had any running room today, and in order for Pearce to be successful, he's got to be out in the open field.
Yeah, there you saw the D on the defense there on that replay, just absolutely swarming to the ball. Back to pass, Roseberry, rolling right, trying to go down the right sideline. It's picked off! I think he got his foot in. Let's see what the official says. Yes! What a play! Jesuit with the INT. And the Rangers have got their 2nd turnover of the night. And what a play, Chris. We'll see that on the replay right here, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was.
Nope. Oh, we didn't get it on the replay. My apologies. But what a play. Wow.
Do we know who that was? Was that Mac Murphy? 22? I think it was 22. Whoever it was made a heck of a catch and got a foot down.
Yeah, he did. So 1st down, 10 inside Mustang territory at their 39-yard line. 1 wide receiver left. Back to pass. Barry throws right. Caught. Lindley quickly hit. They're doing a nice job on defending that short passing game are the Mustangs. Kinder made the play.
Yeah, Nate Kinder, the cornerback or the linebacker in that play, he read it, and even though Lindley got the catch, he was right there for the stop. Only a 1-yard gain.
And, Chris, we got the confirmation that it was Wambacher who made that interception. So 2nd down and about 9 at the 38-yard line. But, the Jesuit interior defense has been great against the run. The Pearce Mustangs have been really effective on that short passing game. But Jesuit's quarterback, Beck Barry, has done a nice job with his legs. Handoff left side, and there's just no running room there at all. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Will Miltenberger made the play for the Mustangs. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, going back to Cole Wambacher's interception, he's having a great season so far. He leads the team in tackles coming into this game with 31. That's 12 more than the next highest player. Now he can add that interception to his resume.
Third down and 9 at the 38-yard line. So Jesuit does not want to squander that incredible interception by Wambacher. Let's see what Brandon Hickman dials up on offense. Parker goes in motion. 3 wide receivers now to the right side. Barry rolling right. Under pressure, lets it go and has nowhere to go. Great coverage in the secondary by the Mustangs. It'll be 4th down and 9. And you're kind of in that no man's land, Chris. I think the Rangers will go for it here.
Yeah, if you punt, it goes in the end zone, you're gaining 19 yards. Your defense is playing pretty well, so even if you don't get it, Pearce has been having trouble moving the ball, so why not?
4th down and 9 from the 38-yard line. 2 receivers split each way, single back in the backfield with Barry. He's been rolling right a lot tonight on his passing attempts. Kirby's wide to the left side. In the slot to the left, that's Parker. 2 very dynamic, electric players. Let's see where Barry goes. He's back to pass, throws over the middle, too high. Looking for Konings, and it goes incomplete. Almost picked off back there by Devidos, and it goes incomplete. But that's one of those ones, if you're a Mustang defender, it's good that you dropped it, Chris, because you're going to take the ball up at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, unless you're the defender, because you want that pick on your stat sheet. Hey, you got a pick, but, playing the good team ball, it's good that they didn't. They're going to take over on their own 38.
All right, so Jeremiah Lyons is the workhorse for the Mustangs in the running game. He has not been able to get on track tonight. Evan Roseberry, he is the quarterback.
Actually, we got a new quarterback coming in right now, Colton Waddle. He's the backup, and he will get some action.
Well, we had 2 picks on Roseberry so far tonight, so I guess they're going to try out another arm and a nice run on that Rangers interior defense. It's been so stout tonight. That was the best run inside the tackles tonight, and that was, we had number 34 who was not on our roster.
Yeah, Joe
Norman. Joe Norman made the tackle. Gabriel James also in on that play. So 2nd down and about 6. Handoff left side again. And we'll have to go, again, number 34, who's not on our roster, so we'll have to go find out who that is, Chris. But I don't think that they know the public address is. John Schmeltz has been given that information either, because he's not able to say who that is. So,
well, they have a 25 Cole Morgan. I'm just looking at the guys who have run the ball this year for them. Marcus Boers listed number 9, a Cole Morgan number 25, Dustin Rodriguez 88, and we've seen the other ones.
So Krug made that tackle. 3rd down and about 6. Back to pass. Good protection. Fires. Almost picked off again. Oh, my. The Rangers almost had their 3rd pick of the night. But it goes incomplete.
Yeah, Waddle, the quarterback, he definitely threw it into territory where there's a lot of Jesuit bodies there. A lot of traffic back there. Got away with one. Trey Duckworth, number 34. Where'd he go?
Carson Long. He is the man getting that for us, but he was not in our roster, so 34 is Trey Duckworth. Had 2 carries, but the Rangers now will receive the punt, only up 6-0 with 7:30 to go here in the second quarter of play. Another high snap, and it's almost blocked. Oh, my. And the ball is going to be caught back at the 32-yard line. How did the Rangers not block that one, Chris? I thought for sure they were going to come up with the block.
Well, the deep back was in between the Jesuit defender and the punter, so it's kind of the perception from our angle looked like he had a clear shot at him. But, again, they're doing that rugby punt, running over to the right-hand side and just trying to get it down about 40 yards or so.
Barrel and Bones Craft and Smokehouse is proud to support Jesuit Dallas in our community. As we look right here on the replay, I really thought the rain. Yeah, you're right. He had a little. That was a little bit of a deceiving angle. We'll come back to Barrel and Bones in a moment. So 7:23 to go, second quarter. Jesuit needs to get something going offensively. After that impressive opening drive, they have not had much success. Barry rolling right again, throws it back to the left side to Parker. Has a blocker out in front, but not able to get away from the first man that had his hands on his ankle. Nice open field tackle by Everett Lynn.
Yeah, when you see that defender wrapping his ankle, you just kind of want to get Shane Parker down because you don't want to stretch those ligaments in those ankles.
I'm telling you what, that was a great job by Lynn because the way they were trying to set that one up, they went right, Everyone went right. That's the way Rangers have been leaning tonight. They tried to throw it back left, but Lynn made the play. Now Barry rolling right again. Fires it out. It's caught. Looks like it's first down yardage beyond the 42-yard line. Ball came loose, but he's going to be ruled down at the 42, right at the sticks. And let's see if they mark him with the first or if he's marked short.
Yeah, even if that ball came out, forward progress had been established, and they're going to give him the first down. So first down for Jesuit at the 42.
Devidas made that play. Handoff, left side, trying to break some tackles and just nothing doing. The white jerseys are swarming on that interior, so it'll be no gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10.
Jesuit, the offensive coordinator, we got to figure out, how to penetrate this Pearce defense. The running game has been less than effective. They've had a couple of good runs by Beck Berry, several good passes, but the interior line is just, there's no holes there.
Ty DeBow on that last carry for no gain. Back to Plass. Here's that little bubble screen inside to Kirby. He's got a block. Out beyond midfield, breaking tackles at a 45. It is inside the 40 of J.J. Pearce, down to the 39-yard line. Cade Kirby, Jeremiah Lyons, who's playing both ways tonight, made the tackle. But that's that explosiveness of Kirby.
Yeah, Cade Kirby, right when he broke a couple of tackles and then he knew he was going down, you could see both hands covering up that ball.
There's that little inside, little bubble screen back to Kirby. Has a couple of big offensive linemen out in front, gets a block, breaks a tackle, and he is just so electric with the ball in his hands. It'll be first and 10, Jesuit at the 39-yard line. Draw play. Parker, nothing doing. A loss of about one. It is almost thrown down. I'm telling you what, both teams, I think, need to probably calm it down a little bit, Chris, on defense. Nathan Ginn made that play, but almost threw him to the ground afterwards. Yeah. The official was right there, but Shane didn't go down, so I think it was a good no call.
Yeah, Shane had good balance there. Had he gone down, I think we would have seen a penalty, but Shane is just too balanced, too athletic.
He's an incredible baseball player, one of the top baseball players in the area, if not the state, and just a phenomenal athlete. Came out last year, was just incredible, and they're so pleased to have him back on the squad against this year in football. There's the officials come in. Jesuit wants to take a timeout. Brandon Hickman wants to talk things over. So with 4:44 to go in the second quarter, we were just starting with Barrel and Bones. Chris, why don't you take it back for us, and let's give them our
Barrel and Bones Bar and Smokehouse, Craft Bar and Smokehouse. Barrel and Bones is proud to support Jesuit Dallas and our community. Support local and catch every Jesuit game on the big screens at Barrel and Bones. Order online for delivery and use code Jesuit, Jesuit, for $5 off your order. Barrel and Bones Craft Bar and Smokehouse.
So glad to have everyone with us. Tom Walsh, Chris Martinez, Carson Long, Trey Bell from Tradio. Doing all the nice, you look at that screen we got here, Chris. We're just so spoiled. We've got several cameras. We've got replay capability. We've got great graphics. That opening tonight that Trey ran it was almost like it was Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football.
That was pretty cool.
It was really cool. I'll tell you what, it was really cool. So that's the great thing about YouTube is you can go back and watch these games, and we usually get several hundred people that watch these games back after they're over. Second down, 12. Draw play again to Parker, trying to pick his way through, not able to find any running room. He gets back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be third down and 12 for Jesuit, the 41-yard line. I think they're in four-down territory, Chris.
You're saying they can go back on YouTube and see the games. Yesteryear, once you got out of the radio booth, it was over. No one could hear you. They couldn't hear your mistakes, but now your mistakes will live forever on the internet.
Well, that's why we don't make mistakes, Chris.
Speak for yourself.
I'll make several. Third down and 12. We've been doing this 28 years together, and what a ride it has been. Third down, 12 at the 41. Barry back to pass, steps up under duress, rolling right. Nowhere to throw. He'll just tuck it and run, and he is going to have near first down yardage. A flag comes in. I think it may be a personal foul against the defense.
I think it might have been targeting because when he got hit, he kind of spun around Beck Berry. Well, right at the sticks.
I couldn't tell if it was targeting or if it was a knee that got him, but the official was right there. Let's hope Beck is okay.
Oh, it's on Jesuit.
They're going to call holding against Jesuit. Yeah, he did get hit, but I thought it was just a knee as he was diving to the ground, Chris.
He got spun around.
Yeah, so let's see, it's holding against Jesuit. That's the signal with 3:57 to go here in the second quarter of play. And the Jesuit Rangers only leading 6-0 over the Pearce Mustangs.
That was like an incomplete pass because the holding happened down where he got tackled, so they put it 10 yards from the spot of the infraction back, just kind of do it over.
They actually gained a yard, and they got to keep it down. So third down, but you're right. They would have been close. I don't think it would have quite been a first down, so now it's third down at 11 from the 40. 2 wide receivers each way for Barry. There's the snap. Thrown, caught, Kirby, close to a first down. It'll depend on the spot. He's up near the 40. The 30, excuse me. Looks like they're going to mark him just short by about a yard. Ethan Jamison made the tackle. But I'm telling you what, when the Rangers need a big catch, they like to look for number 4.
Yeah, it's fourth and less than a yard. And this is a no-brainer that they're going to go for it. You see Cade Kirby. I think that was a poor spot.
I think it was a terrible spot, as we can just see right there.
Yeah,
he was beyond the 30-yard line.
I mean, when his knee hit, the ball still looked like it was beyond the 30-yard line. But hey, here we are. You got to make the plays.
4th down and 1 at the 30-yard line. Little option play. He'll keep it. Barry's got the first down. He's so reliable with his legs. Will Miltenberger made the tackle, but that time the Rangers pick up the 4th down, and I'm glad that Beck is okay because he did take a shot on that play that was called back by the hold deep in the secondary, but now the Rangers have a new set of downs, 2:43. Chris, this has been a very fast game. This game kicked off at 7:02. At 7:48, we've only got 2:36 to go in the second quarter of play because the clock has been running continuously with all these running plays.
Well, running plays and short pass plays and staying in bounds. It's going to go quick, but then halftime's 28 minutes.
First down and 10. Handoff. Goes left, cuts back right. Nice run for about 3.
And Jesuit is really in no hurry. There's a little more than 2 minutes to go in the half. They'd like to run this thing down, score right at the end of the half, and then they're going to get the ball back for the second half kickoff. They don't want to give this ball back to Pearce before halftime. They're taking their time.
2-minute timeout is called. Meyer on the carry.
That's a new thing this year, right? The 2-minute timeout in high school.
Yeah, in high school. Been around college. I like it. I like the 2-minute timeout. They don't call it the 2-minute warning.
Right. But Babe Laufenberg a couple weeks ago explained what the 2-minute warning, how that even originated, which I thought was really interesting. Back in the olden days, probably the 1930s, they kept the clock on the field with the referees, and the referees would tell both teams when it was 2 minutes because they had no idea how much time was left.
Chris, you were telling me that Irving MacArthur has been a good team this year. Well, Lake Highlands only up 14-0 on Irving MacArthur. Over at the Boneyard, Bob Wunderlich, of course, our longtime head football coach.
Yeah, MacArthur, of the 3 Irving schools, MacArthur is probably the best of the bunch. They're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. They did beat one of their neighborhood schools, Nimitz, last week. Beat them up pretty good, 58-13.
Second down, 7. Back to pass, Barry. Trying to set up that screen again. He throws it back. Ball caught by Kirby. Goes left side, down the right, left sideline, 10-5, touchdown. Cade Kirby turned on the Jets. And Barry delivered the pass to him under duress, and the Rangers have struck again. It's 12-0 with 1:50 to go here in the second quarter of play.
And Jesuit is going to go for 2, trying to recapture that blocked extra point, try to get it to a 14-0. They want to see if they can match Lake Highlands' score over MacArthur right now. So they're going to go for 2. And hopefully they didn't score too quick. 1:50 to go in the half, so Pearce is going to get the ball with plenty of time, and they have all 3 of their timeouts.
All right, let's see. The Rangers are going to chase that missed extra point. It'll be first down, from the 2-yard line. Let's see what happens. Into the end zone looking for Kirby again. He's got it. And the Rangers chase it successfully to make it 14-0. Good throw.
Let's do that scoring summary. That was 10 plays, 68 yards, 5 minutes and 33 seconds came off the clock. The scoring summary is sponsored by Vanguard Auto Group. Vanguard Auto Group is proud to stand behind Jesuit Athletics. With GMC, Kia, and 4 dealerships in the DFW Metroplex and surrounding areas, we're here to be your hometown dealer. Visit VanguardAutoGroup.com and schedule your test drive today. Go Rangers!
Chris, as you were reading that scoring summary, we saw a replay of the touchdown to Kirby, and I'm telling you, that was blocked up beautifully. You had a couple of big bodies down there leading the way. Kirby has the Jets. He's got a nose for the end zone, and it's 14-0. The Jesuit Rangers needed that.
Yeah, once Kirby was in the open field, you could see those afterburners coming on, and no one was going to catch him.
No one was going to catch him, that's for sure. So Magoo comes on to do the kicking chores. He's kicked a couple into the end zone for no return. This will be taken at about the 5-yard line. Up the left seam to the 10, the 15, the 20, and up to about the 25-yard line before the tackle is made by the Jesuit special teams. That is Simon McGoldrick that made the tackle for Jesuit. So if you're just joining us, Tom Walsh, Chris Martinez, Carson Long, Trey Bell from Tradio. It's 1:45 to go, second quarter of play. Jesuit scored on their first drive after an interception by Beret, went 80 yards, and a touchdown by Shane Parker. We've seen a lot of good running tonight by Beck Berry. He also, at that time, delivered the touchdown pass on that little bubble screen coming from the wide receiver, Cade Kirby, and now the Rangers lead 14-0 after the 2-point conversion is also good to Kirby. Back to pass, looking, deep throw, caught at about the 36-yard line, 11-yard gain, deepest throw of the night, and that ball was caught by
number 18.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's Mason Gardner.
Yeah, we're going to see some downfield throws because Pearce has not had success on the ground yet.
Colton Waddle is the quarterback. He's come in relief, under pressure, and he is going to be taken down for a sack behind the line of scrimmage at about the 34-yard line. That is Weissmiller that made the play.
That's a tough play right there for the quarterback. He's running out left. He's a right-handed quarterback, and so when he's running towards the sideline, then he's got to turn his body in order to get into good throwing position, and Waddle tried to do that, find an open receiver, but nothing was available, and he just took the sack.
Yeah, the Jesuit secondary has really done a nice job tonight on a lot of man coverage. Second down, 13, handoff, left side, little flea flicker on the reverse, thrown down the left sideline. It was actually defended very nicely on the sideline by Jesuit, but it was caught for a big play down to about the 44-yard line. But Chris, there was a man wide open that would have walked into the end zone, but they never saw him.
Yeah, he was in the middle of the field. There was probably the closest Jesuit was 25 yards from him, but fortunately Waddle did not see him.
That was Mason Gardner who was running so wide open. So a little flea flicker there. Waddle now rolling right, trying to direct some traffic, and his hit throws it out of bounds. And it goes incomplete. You know, I like Waddle, though. He's got some nice size out there. He's 6'1", 175 pounds. Mac Murphy came in the quarterback pressure. And it'll be second down 10 from the 45-yard line. Murphy has played well tonight. We've called his name a few times, Chris. We're under a minute to go, only 46.6 seconds.
Right, but remember, Pearce has all three of their timeouts, so that the entire field is open to him.
Absolutely is. There's a snap on second and 10. Back to pass. Waddle throws it over the middle. Caught. Almost broke it. He got at the very end pushed to the ground. I thought he might take that one to the house as Wambacher was coming in on the pressure, and it goes. They're going to call timeout. The clock is still running, Chris, but timeout is called on the field. They'll have to reset that game clock.
That sounds like the home team clock going. 33 seconds, but yeah, they got to put another 5 seconds or so in there.
Now remember, Jesuit, you made a great point about the whole field being available with 3 timeouts, and that's why they were able to go over the middle for the Pearce Mustangs. But Jesuit gets the ball to start the second half, so they would love to keep the Mustangs out of the end zone and then get the ball to start the second half. And we hope you'll stay with us at the halftime, because during our halftime we'll be interviewing Alex Soich, the Chief Financial Officer, who does such a great job here at Jesuit, my friend. I'm looking forward to visiting with Alex, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. And our halftime sponsor, of course, is Right Legal PLLC. Life situations sometimes seem daunting, and you don't know where to start. Our trusted group of professionals at Right Legal specialize in helping with all matters relating to estate, probate, business, and tax issues. Paul Wright from the Jesuit class of 1986, Right Legal PLLC. So first down for Pearce. Waddle's got something cooking on this drive. Play action. He'll swing it back to the left side, and they've got a lane that's going to be close to first down yardage. Looks like he's got it. inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. McGoldrick made the tackle. Timeout, I think. Now they're going to start winding the clock. They've got 2 timeouts left. Clock is running with 25 seconds, and now Pearce, I think, will take a timeout.
I think Pearce, I don't know who took the timeout prior to this because they have not knocked it off on the scoreboard. So it's either 1 timeout left for Pearce and 1 for Jesuit, or 2 timeouts for Pearce and 0 for Jesuit, depending on who took the timeout.
I can't imagine that Jesuit took that timeout. But I agree with you. They don't show it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, maybe just to kind of, reconcile, because they've been driving up the field on him, and they made, hey, let's just have a quick timeout, catch our breath, and figure out the defensive.
They're going to put 5 more seconds on the clock, so it's 25 seconds. We needed this kind of clock management at the Cowboys game instead of leaving a second for the Packers last week.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Go ahead and run it off.
Or I'll date myself again, the 1972 U.S. basketball team in the Olympics when the Russians scored with no time remaining, but they put time back on, so the Russians beat the U.S. the last time that they have not won the gold medal.
The first time that had ever happened as well. The U.S. has been so dominant in Olympic play. But I was 5 years old then, Chris, so I have no memory. How old were you then? Was it 14?
I was 12 years old.
12 years old. From the Jesuit class of 1978, a Gold Ranger Award winner, the great Chris Martinez. Maybe Carson Long, who's a Jesuit senior, will one day be a Gold Ranger Award winner or a Jesuit Hall of Famer. All right, so first down and 10. The ball's at the 16-yard line. Play action, rolling right. He'll throw into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Oh, my. He was there, just couldn't quite hook it up. And now it's 19.3 seconds, but that was almost 6 for the men in white and red.
Yeah, it was catchable, but it was a low. It was down kind of at the receiver's knees. And as you're running full speed and then bending down.
You can just see it there. And it was in his hands. It was a little low, but I bet you that young man would love another crack at that one. Waddle under center, sends a man in motion. Play action, back to pass. Here comes the Ranger rush. They hit him behind the line. He fires it, and was it almost picked off? It goes incomplete. They're still running the clock over there. They'll have to put some more time back on the clock again. Andres Vaughn almost came up with the pick. Oh, that would have been impressive. He was reading that all the way, Chris. He made a nice he was able to move on the ball very nicely when he saw the quarterback's eyes. He read him, but was not able to come up with the pick.
And had he come up with the pick and kept his feet, there was nothing but green grass, green fake grass in front of him.
Andres would have been getting a huge shout out there if he was able to take that one to the house, but still a very nice play. So 3rd down and 10 from the 16-yard line. 7.5 seconds. They've got to get something either in the end zone or get it caught and get down quickly. 12 seconds. I think that's right. I think that the game clock does need to be adjusted. I think that's a good decision by the officials and a good job of managing this game because the clock did continue to run. So I think that's very helpful for the Mustangs, but I think it's also the right call, Chris.
Yep, they're still showing 3 timeouts for Pearce. I don't know if that's correct or not, but
it is not.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Waddle into the end zone, and it is
beautiful catch.
Caught. Oh, my. What a catch. Wow. What a catch indeed.
Number 7, Tate Onchikoski with the catch there. I mean, it was a one-handed catch. That's his first touchdown reception of the year. He came in, he caught 6 balls coming into this game. That was a beautiful catch. He just stretched out his left hand, got the ball to stop, got the other hand on top of it, and it's a touchdown for Pearce.
He's not even listed in the 2 deep on the J.J. Pearce offense as the extra point kick goes up and good. It's 14-7. Pearce trails your Jesuit Rangers, but they needed that because Jesuit will get the ball to start the second half. That was a very impressive drive engineered by the backup quarterback, and his name is Colton Waddle. The starter tonight was Evan Roseberry. He's thrown 2 interceptions. Waddle got away with one. He almost got picked by Andres Vaughn, but he came back and threw a touchdown on an unbelievable catch by number 7, as you said, Chris. That's Tate Onchikoski.
The scoring summary 9 plays, 75 yards, a minute 38. So Jesuit probably scored a little bit too early with that minute 50 on there. Vanguard Auto Group is sponsoring the scoring summary. Vanguard Auto Group is proud to stand behind Jesuit Athletics with GMC, Kia, and 4 dealerships in the DFW Metroplex and surrounding areas. We're here to be your hometown dealer. Visit VanguardAutoGroup.com and schedule your test drive today. Go Rangers.
Brian Henry Jeedy, giving us those scoring summaries. Brian Henry, of course, our sports information director here at Jesuit. So if you're just joining us, Tom Walsh, Chris Martinez, Carson Long, Trey Bell from Tradio. And the Rangers lead 14-7, but a much-needed score there by the Mustangs. They'll kick this one short. It'll be taken and fumbled in the middle of the field, and the Mustangs have it at the 35-yard line, I think. There's 4.3 seconds. Oh, my. Now they'll have a chance, Chris, to take one heave into the end zone from 35 yards out.
Or do they have a kicker that's got a big leg? That would be about a 50-yarder, 51-yarder.
52 yards, I think, from there. And let's take another look at that, Chris.
There's only time for one more play.
They kicked it short, and, you know, of course, the young man, the up back for Jesuit, was trying to bring it in, just not able to make the secure catch. Then he gets hit legally. The ball goes loose, and the Mustangs have one crack at it if they want to throw it deep. It's 35 yards, and Waddle's got the arm to get it there, Chris, no doubt about it. So you think the Rangers will have about 7 or 8 guys back.
This is kind of like the Dallas-Green Bay game at the end of the first half when Dallas scored 2 touchdowns like in the last minute of this seconds.
I think it was like in the last 36 seconds.
Yeah.
To go up 16-13.
Hopefully we're not having deja vu.
All right, so Waddle, Colton Waddle, under center. Back to pass. Here comes the Ranger rush. He'll fire it out. Caught to the right side. Now they're going to try some laterals, I would think. And brought down at the 25-yard line. So they were not able to take a deep shot. And the Rangers will go into the half up 14-7 as Joe Norman made the tackle. So a lot to talk about at the half. It's 14-7 Jesuit over J.J. Pearce. One of these rivalries that is endured for the ages. Jesuit leads right now. They will get the ball to start the second half. Chris will also be joined by Alex Soich, I believe, here at the half. And here he is. Alex, come on in. And we're going to be joined by Alex in just a moment. Alex Soich, the Chief Financial Officer here at Jesuit. Alex, we got to get you right on the air. So, first of all the disclaimers. You're my good friend, so we're not going to ask you very many hard questions. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to just talk about Jesuit, all the exciting things that you're involved in here at Jesuit. And I want to start with, first of all, your background and your involvement at Jesuit. Talk about how you first got here to Jesuit.
Sure. So, 2004 graduate, very proud. Ended up at the University of North Texas and then went into the energy industry. Spent about 8 years there, and then right around 2015, met with David Barron, my predecessor. We talked about an opportunity to bring me over on the finance side, and the rest is history. I haven't looked back.
And how is it? It must be pretty cool to get to work also at the same place where your mother, of course, has worked for so long. She is the executive assistant to our great president, Mike Ursing. Has that been pretty special?
That's one way to phrase it, Tom.
Oh, she's a special lady.
No, she's great. This is probably one of those situations where if it weren't for the Croatian last name, most wouldn't know that we're related. So it's good. We enjoy it. It's nice to be in the same city as her, and it's nice to have an excuse to see her every day. Give her a hard time a little bit. Keep her on her toes.
I want to give you the props you deserve. Speaking with Alex Soich. Alex, I called you the Chief Financial Officer, but I think you may have some other titles. Give us your full titles. You know, BJ hates when I ask this question, but I hope that you'll endure it. Go ahead. As
Sure.
Chief Financial Officer, do you have some other titles and hats you wear?
Vice President of Finance and Operations.
All right.
I'll go with that.
Vice President of Finance and Operations
Yeah.
is the official title. That's
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So I'll get that right in the future.
All good.
So Alex, I've had the pleasure of serving now on the Jesuit Board of Trustees for the last 5 years. I've got to work very closely with you in that capacity. There's some very exciting construction projects going on here at Jesuit. We visited a little bit with Mike Ursing during the New Orleans Jesuit game. but I want to get some updates from you. And for anyone that doesn't know and hadn't been driven down 12345 Inwood Road here recently, tell us about the front of school project and where we are.
Absolutely. So it's a really exciting project. I know you had our Vice President of Advancement, BJ, on a couple weeks ago, and he'll be the first one to tell you, you typically do the biggest project first. Well, Jesuit, we're unique, so we do our biggest project last. So just over 50,000 square feet. We are on time in terms of schedule, on budget in terms of cost, and we're excited to get it open hopefully later this spring.
Well, let's talk about what that schedule is to the extent you can reveal it.
Sure.
Give us some approximations. I was lucky enough you gave me a private tour with a couple of other individuals not too long ago, and I was so impressed with everything I saw. But kind of walk us through the different anticipated phases of when things are going to be done.
Absolutely. So it is under a few different permits, and that's getting into kind of the weeds a little bit, but effectively we're going to open it up all at once. We have some longer lead time items in the chapel that are pretty special. It's a really special space. It's right around 4,500 square feet. Having a dedicated sacred worship space right off Inwood Road there, we're really excited to be able to have that for the community and have it be a focal point right off Inwood Road. So we have stained glass coming in. We've got everything on the sanctuary. That's everything from the ambo to the altar being custom made for the chapel. And some of those have much longer lead time items than, carpet, terrazzo, some of the other finish out items on the interior of the space. So that's going to push us into kind of that March, April time frame. And then hopefully, knock on wood, everything goes well with the city. We get our certificate of occupancy, and we get to turn this over to the community and really celebrate as one in this new space.
Well, I am, for one, very excited about it. Now, for those, of course, that spend time over here, we've had such incredible growth. As we're just sitting right now here at Ranger Stadium, we look to our left, we see the Terry Center. That was one during my tenure. I've been here 28 years, involved with the football and other capacities, Alex. That was one of the big first items that was built. And, of course, we've had so many great activities in there. And I know that's for a lot of times when you would hold mass for a class. Now, with this new chapel, I believe it's going to be big enough where you can actually have an entire class in there to celebrate Mass. Is that right?
That's right. 384 is the capacity by code. That doesn't mean your offensive and defensive line makes it to 384, but, it's going to be comfortable for a full class. So, if we wanted to do a Mass as part of one of our retreats, we can hold the whole class in there, plus the faculty and staff that are associated. And it gives us a lot of options, lots of variability in terms of how we worship in that space. It is going to be just that, though. It's a chapel. This isn't a multi-use space like the Terry Center. It is a Catholic worship space.
Speaking right now to Alex Zoitz, our Vice President of Finance and Operations, and I want to focus on the operations part for just a moment. Alex, I think because of that title and the roles that you have here at the school, you are the man on the front line for this incredible construction, right? You spend, I would imagine, I know you wear a lot of hats, you're, the finance piece as well, but how much time would you think that the construction and your daily job that you have to spend to making sure that, because it's been quite an undertaking?
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, there's definitely a large percentage of my day that's focused on the construction. It'll be nice to be done and kind of refocus some of my time in other areas. But the reality is it's really a team effort from our Director of Operations, Kevin Vardell, and really the general contractor, as well as our design team. So that's Hill & Wilkinson, our general contractor, HKS, and the rest of the design team. I mean, they do a lot of the heavy lifting, and we really owe a lot to them. Hill & Wilkinson has a strong partnership in the area. They've actually done the Siegel Aquatic Center, as well as the field house, the Dove Field House, and now our front of school. And actually, they did a lot of work at J.J. Pearce. So in a lot of ways, they've got associations with both of our teams tonight. So they've been a strong partner to us, and really, they're the ones day in and day out making sure it gets done. And from an ownership standpoint, it's been a pleasure to serve in that role, along with folks like our board chairman, Win Bell, and Mike Ursing, our president. So it's been an honor to work on.
Well, I know that y'all are such a great team, and you're always everybody that I talk to, you, BJ Antes, Mike Ursing, Tom Garrison, you all are so quick to compliment everyone else on the team. And you just mentioned Win Bell, of course, who serves as our chair of the board and has been involved in these vitally important, I think, to these construction improvements that are just so magnificent. One of the things that I want to give credit to the school for, Alex, is the foresight y'all have put in, because I know that there was a time, I don't know if it was a decade ago, but sometime I think during your time when y'all started recognizing there was some opportunities. And you picked up the land where you were able to open the Anderson lot, right? And then you picked up some more land where you were able to put the practice field, and you're able to put the Dove Field House. And that's hard to do when you're a school, because you have to be able to go out and make the purchases, sometimes anonymously, so you can get the best price. I mean, you want to talk about that at all?
Sure. I mean, I will again, my predecessor, David Barron, I mean, he really put us on the path from a finance and operations perspective in terms of the administration of the school, of really focusing in these other areas and building those relationships in the community to put us in that position. That land over there was fully owned by the Daniels family, a prominent real estate family in both New York and Dallas, and really, again, got us in touch and kept lines of communication open. And when they were ready to make a sale or ground lease, between us and Graystar, they did a ground lease, we purchased, and, we had that opportunity. And it's a nice place to be in, where we can grow our campus, because a lot of our other private school neighbors, they have a lot of acreage. And, the Jesuits in 1961, they did exactly what they should have done in terms of purchasing this. And the school in 2025 is just a different place. So, it's a great thing.
It's really a great thing. I mean, my first year over here was 1998, and so many of what I would call the crown jewels of this campus, did not exist. I mean, I look across and I see the Siegel Aquatic Center, and it's, I think, the finest indoor pool in North Texas. I mean, I guess some colleges might try to argue with me, but I would stand by that. So, Alex, I want to talk personally. We're talking to Alex Zoich, our VP of Finance and Operations. When you graduated from Jesuit in 2004, I know that you were very proud to attend this great collegiate prep school, but did you ever have thoughts that you might come back and work here at Jesuit one day?
I feel like that's a loaded question, Tom, because the answer is no. At 18 years old, I probably would have said what went wrong.
So that was not on your.
But yeah. I mean, and I love my alma mater truly, but I think when you're 18, you've got different goals about where you're going in life and kind of different aspirations that you have. And then when you're, at the time, probably about 26 or so, had my first son, second son's on the way, and you have different priorities about what's important in life. And when the opportunity to came back to the school presented itself, it felt like a no-brainer. And again, really 10 years later, haven't looked back. So really have enjoyed my time and feel honored to serve as part of the employee base here at the school.
So is the plan, the hope that this school year we've got this whole front of school project operational, we're going to have the big unveiling, or is that going to be a next school year thing?
To be determined. I mean, there's still a lot, with around, I guess at this point, 6-7 months to go. There's still time for a lot to change, but for us, we hope to have it open for use in that March-April timeframe. I mean, obviously, we're very blessed to have a lot of strong donors, and we want to make sure that we celebrate with them as well. So we'll have events for those lead donors in the community, and then really, we'll be turning it over to kind of the general community and go from there. So I wish I could share specific dates or times or any sort of, grand announcement. We just don't have it yet.
All right, well, we're trying to get the scoop right here on the Ranger Sports Network, but we won't get it right now. But I think that's fair, because there are, you say, there's a lot of permitting issues. It's not all in your control, right? I mean, there's a lot of things that have to come together. And
it does.
I remodeled a house, and it was supposed to take 3 months, and it took 6 months. So I totally understand delays for various reasons. Talking to Alex Zoich, our Vice President of Finance and Operations. This is the Wright Legal PLLC halftime show. Paul Wright from the Jesuit class of 1986. What a man he is. Our mutual good friend Jack Fitzsimmons used to tell me that Paul Wright and his brother Patrick Wright were two of his all-time favorites from the Jesuit class, again, of 1986. A lot of guys from the class of 1986, Alex, have stepped up to support our broadcasts over the years. Frank Ashmore was one of them, and it's kind of fun to think about sometimes some of these different classes that just seem to be very, very active. How about your class, from the class of 2004? Do you keep in touch with some of your old buddies, and do y'all do a pretty good job of staying in touch?
We do. I mean, there's a lot that are in and around the Dallas area, and actually tonight being Future Ranger Night, got to see quite a few of them who have, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th graders here, hoping to come in a few years. So, I mean, it's a strong bond. I mean, it's something that is very tough to replicate. you can kind of fall right back into old conversations, and just, there's a certain shared experience that I haven't seen anywhere else in my life. So it's great to see your classmates and then others, even if you didn't go to school with them, you still have that shared bond, and it's a special place.
Alex Zoich, our Vice President of Finance and Operations, is our halftime guest on the Right Legal PLLC halftime show. So, Alex, we've been talking about these facilities, and there may be some people out there that right now are parents of future Rangers that are, I think probably most people that are watching tonight on YouTube or will watch later in the replay probably have some connection already to the school. But if there is someone out here that doesn't as familiar as most of us with this campus, of course, we have world-class facilities, but when you get asked, which I'm sure you do all the time in light of your position here at the school, and people say, tell me why I should think about sending my son to Jesuit. Can you give me your elevator speech of what you might say to someone? And I say that just because I know you probably get it off probably fast, maybe in passing, but tell me about what you say.
Sure. Well, it starts with the formation of the young men who choose to attend here. I mean, everything centers around our profile of the graduate and the way that we try and grow the young men who attend, starting at 14 years old, and then try and grow from there and leave us as, 17, 18-year-olds out into the world. And in a lot of ways it's tough to measure, because how do you quantitatively measure who's a good person? It's all qualitative, right? But I mean, that's really what one of our goals is, which is putting good people out into the world, men of character, men who care about others more than themselves in many ways, and who want to contribute to their greater community. Now, a lot of parents correctly go, all right, so what about academics? Well, we're very strong academically. Well, what about athletics? We're one of 2 private schools in the UIL in the state. I mean, we try and meet students where their interests are. We've got strong debate programs. We've got strong robotics programs. We've got Model UN. I mean, we've got dozens, if not hundreds, of extracurricular activities that students can get involved in. And then, I think one of the greatest things that we have is we bring people in from all over the greater Metroplex. This isn't a school made up of, 6 to 8 primary feeder schools. No. I mean, if you look at our geographic map, we're bringing people in from Mansfield, almost Sherman. I mean, it's unbelievable, the draw. And it just becomes a special place, because you bring in your different experiences through the first 14 years of your life, and then you share them with your classmates, with a very strong faculty and staff around you that provide you the structure to grow and learn. And to me, it can't be beat. We aren't a school that focuses on one things. We're really blessed in the North Texas area to have many strong private schools. But if you want the best all-around experience, and the one that really is focused on formation of your son, Jesuit, you can't beat it.
Yeah, I think that was very well said, as we're speaking with Alex Zoich here right now on the Right Legal PLLC halftime show. Alex, what is it about the fall that gets Alex Zoich excited? Is it community days? Is it homecoming with Ranger Day? Is it something, non-sports related? What is it about? I mean, I'll tell you, for me, I'll answer the question first. I just love, this is my favorite time of year. When it hits October and you start feeling a little change in the weather, I love coming out here to Ranger Stadium on a Friday night, and people love being outside. That gets me excited. So that'd probably be how I'd answer the question. But what about yourself? What is it about the fall at Jesuit that you particularly look forward to?
Well, you brought the finance and ops guy in for the interview, so I'll answer it a different way than probably you normally get, which is the end of audit season. We'll have finished our financial audit for the year, and then we'll be getting into budget season and really planning ahead. And that's, operations is one side of the department that we've talked about, finance being the other, and really it's, gearing up for another fiscal year and really planning ahead about how we're going to financially plan. So, there's a small group of us. There's about 5 of us in the finance office, and, that's what we get geared up for in the fall, which is, it's budget season. So we have to figure out what next year's finances look like, how we're going to fund programs, and, all the great things that we mentioned, but how do you afford those things? And then, the other quick sales pitch that I have is, it is $26,000 a year to go here. We've got about 27% of our families who receive need-based assistance, or financial assistance, and, that's a big part of our role, too, is making sure that the Jesuit education is affordable to all the young men who are admitted, and that's a big rewarding part of what we do on the finance side of the house. So we're working with families who are afraid of that overall cost because it's not easily attainable for a lot of them, but really just trying to reassure them that we've got the programs in place where they too can have their son experience kind of the special education that we have here at Jesuit Dallas.
Yeah, and y'all do such a great job. And I know, again, this teamwork, I know BJ Anthes and his incredible group. I didn't want to call them the staff because I think they're a team as well. He would be the first to say that they do such an incredible job. And, you know, one of your big fundraisers, if you will, that will help with scholarships and need-based financial aid is one of my favorite times in October. Of course, it's every Columbus Day, Alex, and that is the Magis Golf Tournament. And I know you and I will both be playing out there. With me playing maybe loosely defined term, I'll maybe hit a couple putts. I don't really do much with the iron game or the woods, but what a tournament that is, and that'll, of course, be out at Stonebriar Country Club. I think, again, this year you'll have both the Country Club course and the Fazio course. I am one that has never missed a Magis, and I think this is year 16. What a tournament, right?
It's great. I mean, they do a great job, and I mean, even those outside the community will talk about how great of a golf tournament it is. I kind of fall in the same category. That round in October will be about 50% of the rounds that I play, so it sounds like we're both avid golfers. But, you know, it really is a fun tournament, and, you know, even for those that aren't playing every weekend, it's just great to see the support from the community. And, I mean, it's a very competitive tournament. We get a lot of players out there who are very dedicated to the sport and the school here. So it's a wonderful day. BJ and his team do a great job of putting it on. Even if you don't love the sport, it's just a fun day.
And I want to just say publicly that my team, my foursome, of which I am by far the fourth skilled golfer, if you can use the word skilled, I'm the worst golfer, but my team is pretty good. And we have gotten to the par 3 shootout post-tournament 2 times. We have lost in the finals 2 times. We are the Buffalo Bills of the par 3 shootout. So maybe one day we'll get over the hump and pull it in. But I mean, the whole day is just incredible. The merchandise that you get shirts and shoes and hats, and you get incredible food throughout the course. I mean, if you're hungry when you show up, you're not going to be hungry when you leave. There's so many opportunities to eat so many different types of great food. You got wonderful sponsorships and partnerships. I mean, it's just one of my favorite days. It's always on Columbus Day. And one of my also favorite things is you have the Jesuit seniors and juniors that are out there as 4 caddies to help you find the balls that are errant off the tee box, of which I'm normally one of them. And just what a day. And I'm looking forward to being out there. Well, listen, Alex, thank you for coming up and visiting with us. I have said this, and I'm going to give you a little compliment here, but I'm on the Board of Trustees with you. I see you in action every month in that capacity. You do a phenomenal job. Your job, finance and operations, you have to be incredibly well organized, and my friend, you are that. I am always so impressed with how you have all the information at your fingertips. There's nothing going on that I don't think you have your hand on the pulse, so I want to congratulate you. You did not pay me to say that. That was all sincere. So thanks for all you do, and it was really fun to visit with you tonight. I think this may have been our first time that we've done this. Have you been a halftime guest in my 28 years before? Am I forgetting one?
I've been waiting 10 long years, Tom.
Okay, well, we're glad. Like I say, we're going to invite you back because you're a very good interview. You do a great job, but you're also a great friend, and thanks for all you do for Jesuit.
My pleasure. Thanks, Tom.
All right, thank you. That was Alex Zoich. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have Chris Martinez take us through his thoughts of the first half. It's 14-7 Jesuit over J.J. Pearce. We'll be back right after this.
He does it as a goal! And the Rangers win the game!
We gotta find some different talent to bring on.
BJ hates when I go, the vice president of last time I go, what's your title?
Did you leave someone? They're all hot.
Welcome back, Tom Walsh, Chris Martinez. So, Chris, what are your thoughts on that first half? 14-7 game. Jesuit with that Kirby touchdown late in the second quarter. We thought we were maybe getting some separation, but a very nice drive by the Pearce Mustangs, scoring with about, 7 seconds to go in the first half to make it a 14-7 game. Now, Jesuit does get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I mean, Jesuit did have that 14-0 lead. At the time, I said, well, hopefully we didn't score too quickly. There was a minute and 50, and evidently we did score too quickly. But that touchdown for Pearce really is going to give them a boost in halftime. Now they know that they're in this game. So Jesuit's got a fight on their hands right now. They got to come out, and they got to do something with this first drive. They got to drive it down, get some first downs. If they don't score, at least pin them back in their own territory and let the defense help you.
All right, Chris. When we came on the air, I don't think we were able to really adequately talk about the starting lineups. So we'll take a quick look at those, and I'll let you talk about that Rangers offensive line.
Yeah, the offensive line, Ben Bumgardner, only a sophomore, that left tackle. That's the most important position on the offensive line. Eric Landos, a junior guard. Thomas Andrews, a senior, number 55. Luke Cutler, the captain Luke Cutler, right guard, is a senior. And Tony Kohler, right tackle, is a senior. A good, solid offensive line.
How about those receiver cores? And they have been big tonight. All four of the young men featured right now, Chris, on the screen, have had catches tonight.
Yeah, Cade Kirby with that touchdown late in the first half. Shane Parker, it's nice to see him back in action. We need his athleticism. Caden Profit caught a couple of passes. And the sophomore, Corson Lindley. Got a couple of young guys in key positions.
Yeah, and Corson Lindley, I think, is going to be special before all is said and done. And how about in the backfield? Of course, Beck Berry, receiver last year, quarterback this year. How about he picked up that big gain on 3rd and 17 where he went for about 40? Yeah,
that was the quarterback draw, and he got to show off his speed. That was definitely a tide turner at that moment. But the running game, Lucas Meyer and Ty Dabu is, hopefully the offensive line can open some holes for him in the second half and get that ground attack working.
Yeah, nice job. Boy, I love those. I love those graphics. Let's look over on the defensive side of the ball. Tanner Krug, Parker Sherman, and Cole Johnson anchor the Jesuit defensive line. The linebacking crew, Cole Wambacher, Gabriel James, Joe Norman, and Simon McGoldrick. All four of those young men have made plays tonight. And Wambacher, of course, with the INT. And, Chris, I'll let you take us through the secondary.
Well, I was just going to say Wambacher, 31 tackles coming into this game, leading the Rangers by double digits.
And then how about the Jesuit secondary?
Cabe Weissmiller, Mac Murphy had a pick tonight, correct? Or had a couple of...
He's definitely
Jack Beret. Jack Beret
had the first one.
Andres Vaughn and Mac Murphy. Mac Murphy's made some good defensive plays in that first half breakups.
And Andres Vaughn almost had the interception late there, right before the score. He read the quarterback's eyes, broke on the ball perfectly, and just wasn't quite able to come up with it. But it was a really nice play. So the Jesuit defense, I think, has really. We did not call the game last week against Irving, the Tigers. That was called by Chris Ackles and Kevin Fitzsimmons, the regular broadcast crew. But Chris, for the games we've been here for this year, I think this is the best the Jesuit defense has looked. They look very good.
Yeah, they've only given up 7 points. And revisiting the keys of the game that we talked about at the beginning, you want to out-physical and win in the trenches. That's the key to every football team. Your offensive line, your defensive line, can you control that, the running game? Jesuit has been doing it on the defensive side. On the offensive side, they need to start running the ball to set up the pass. As we talked about, they've had some success in the passing game and a couple of running plays, but not a consistent running game.
Yeah, really, I think the biggest threat from the running game tonight has been from the quarterback position. And, of course, the turnovers, Jesuit leads. They've had 2 picks tonight, and those were big. The Mustangs left a couple of potential picks on the field they were not able to come up with as the Jesuit Ursuline Ranger Band finishes another fine performance and gets a nice round of applause from the crowd here. And we're about ready to kick this one off, Chris. So Jesuit gets the ball. You talked about how important it is for Jesuit to get out and get something established early on this drive. I agree with you. We saw in the Highland Park game, I'll go back to that one, where the Rangers really kind of became a right-handed team, in my opinion. They love rolling. Beck Berry to the right. Of course, he's a righty. You talked earlier about how hard it is to run left and kind of throw against your body. But they started seeing, so they love to move him out of the pocket. And I think that's because he's such a threat with his legs and his arm. His accuracy has been very good, but his running ability, I think, has been taken to another level tonight.
I think the quarterback draw, the design quarterback draw, we've had some success, a little bit more success than just a straight run from Beckberry. So you got to freeze those linebackers and freeze the cornerbacks in order to open up a hole in the middle of the field.
Let's talk about our halftime show sponsor one more time, and of course that is Wright Legal, PLLC. Paul Wright from the Jesuit class of 1986, our longtime halftime show sponsor. He's the halftime sponsor again tonight, and we are so grateful for all that Wright Legal does. You know, life situations sometimes seem daunting, and you don't know where to start. Our trusted group of professionals at Wright Legal specialize in helping with all matters relating to estate, probate, business, and tax issues. Wright Legal, PLLC. And why don't you talk about our title sponsor, Veritex?
Yeah, Veritex Bank is proud to serve as the official bank of the Jesuit Dallas Rangers. We share a strong commitment to serving the community and making a difference in the lives of others. Learn how our shared values make Veritex Bank and Jesuit a winning team at www.veritexbank.com, member FDIC. The Jesuit band is finishing up their routine.
Ranger Football Night is proudly presented by the following sponsors: Wright Legal PLLC Attorneys and Counselors, Complete Land Sculpture, Vanguard GMC Ford Kia and Volkswagen, Veritex Community Bank, Rockmore Roofing Systems, Barrel and Bones, Craft Bar and Smokehouse, Mosley Dental Group, and UT Southwestern Simmons Cancer Center. On behalf of the Jesuit Sports Network and this production of Ranger Football Night, thank you, sponsors.
All right, there you saw all of our sponsors who were getting recognized. Folks, without our sponsors, we're not here bringing these games to you, so thank you to them. Please, please support them. Go to their establishments, buy their products, buy their food. Tell them how much you appreciate their support of Jesuit Ranger football right here on the Ranger Sports Network. And our thanks to Trey Bell Tradio, his graphics every week to another level. And I'll tell you what, Chris, that one to start the game, we talked about it a minute ago, it was like Sunday Night Football worthy, don't you think? I mean, that was well done, ESPN-like. And you and I have both called games on ESPN, and that was a heck of a graphic.
It was. It's really cool to see the helmets kind of come in and rotate out, and then just the graphics. I wanted to hear the da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go back and watch this thing. And, that's one of the great things about being on YouTube is you can go back and watch the game later. And I know a lot of the parents go back and do it. I hear from people all the time. I think a lot of people forgot that last week was a Thursday night game, and we didn't have as big of a viewership live on Thursday night. But when I went back and checked on Monday, 600-700 people had gone back and watched the game after it had ended. And why don't we talk about our third quarter sponsor before we get started here? That, of course, is Complete Land Sculpture. Tonight's third quarter is brought to you in part by Complete Land Sculpture, creating beautiful outdoor spaces for over 40 years, from initial design, construction of pools and structures, planting installation to year-round maintenance. Complete Land Sculpture is proud to keep North Texas looking its best. We're honored to be longtime supporters of Jesuit athletics and the Jesuit community. Contact Complete Land Sculpture at 214-949-4689 for all your landscaping needs. Go Rangers. And so the Rangers will receive to start the second half. They won the toss, they deferred, and a little kick high up into the air, and it was fair caught. Very smart play at the 45-yard line. And that is where Jesuit will take over. So they'll have great field position, Chris, as I think the Mustangs tried to catch the Rangers napping, but they did not. And that was, we'll tell you who that man that made that catch, that was Cabe Westmiller, who brought that one in, and a smart play.
Yeah, Pearce is trying to that little pooch kick, trying to get that ball to land. It's more effective if it actually hits the ground first, trying to find that no man's land in between the op line and the backfield, who are going to be catching most of them. But Jesuit's got excellent field position now on the 45-yard line.
Chris, our great friend Babe Laufenberg, who'll be joining us next week in the booth at Lake Highlands. Listening tonight, watching tonight. Back to pass, Barry going left down the left sideline, incomplete. The flag comes down. I think that may be offensive interference, Chris. I think the Ranger defender had his hands on the defender and may have pushed him to the ground. Let's see if that's the call. The flag came out. I think that may be offensive.
Yeah, it came in from like the line judge, so he was behind the play, but the Pearce defender had better positioning on the Jesuit receiver. He was the only place the Jesuit receiver could go was through the defender.
Now let's see here. We're watching it right now on the replay. And that is an offensive pass interference call. I think it was the good call and probably a smart move by the Jesuit receiver to prevent a ball from potentially being picked off. But Babe Laufenberg watching tonight says, why watch it later? I'm watching live, and we'll have Babe in the booth with us next week.
You should be sitting where I am right now.
1st and 25 for the Rangers. Draw play again. Barry. Nice move to the 37-yard line, excuse me. Picked up about 12 on the play. 12 of the 15 they just lost as Con Gable made the tackle.
That was a big penalty, 15-yard penalty, starting at the 45-yard line and snapping 1st and 25 from their own 30. So they still got a long way to go, 2nd and 19.
It is a long way to go. The ball, as you said, between the 36 and 37-yard line. So the Rangers trying to get something going early, put themselves in a hole on the pass interference call, but I think it was the right call, and I think it was the right play. A little screen pass. Meyer, nice real estate in front, barreling over some defenders. He's going to be just short of a first down. So 1st and 25 is going to become 3rd and about 2 or 3 yard line, depending on the yards to go, Chris, depending on the spot, at about the 48-yard line as the tackle was made by Brody Ross, who's been a workhorse defensively tonight for the Mustangs.
Yeah, you get 22 yards on 2 plays. Good things are going to happen there. So it's now 3rd down. Here's the replay.
Meyer did a nice job of kind of reading his blocks and taking it up the middle, Chris.
And just barreling it over for those last couple of yards.
So 3rd down at about 3. Barry, handoff. Parker, he's going to struggle, and he's going to get the first down inside the 45-yard line to the 44-yard line. So Shane Parker, how about that for the Rangers on 1st and 25, and they convert. Josh Congable made the tackle.
And how big is that if it on that 1st and 25 starting on the 30-yard line and converting a first down, not giving the ball back to Pearce at this point in time, and now Pearce has a little bit of doubt in the back of their minds.
10-10 to go in the 3rd quarter. If you're just joining us, it's Jesuit 14, Pearce 7. Just the first possession to start the 2nd half. Beck Barry in the gun, 2 wide receivers each way. Back to pass. Here comes a blitz, and it's going to be picked off at the 45-yard line. Foot race to the 40, to the 30. He may go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Pearce. Nate Kinder with the pick 6. He gets the deflected pass, and he takes it in, and it's 14-13, Chris. And what a play. It was thrown a little high, and that's what happens sometimes when it goes off the fingertips. Kinder made a nice play. We'll see if we can look at that one again, but my goodness, how the tide has turned. Jesuit looked like they were getting something going, and it's 14-13. And here comes the extra point try, but my goodness, Chris, what a play by Kinder.
Yeah, we'll see the replay after the PAT.
Low snap, good job by the holder to put it down, and the kick is up and good, and we are tied at 14, Chris, with 9:46 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. And, you know, those are those sudden change plays, right? And Jesuit looked like they had overcome 1st and 25 after the offensive pass interference, and now we are tied at 14.
I mean, that's not the first pick 6 for Jesuit. If you recall the Jesuit New Orleans game, they had 2 pick 6s back-to-back in the late in the second quarter.
Last 4 minutes,
second quarter. So pick 6 has definitely been our kryptonite here.
Chris, I got to tell you that I've got a good friend, a man that I respect so much. A good man named Guy Lipe. who is a lawyer, retired partner from Vincent & Elkins, one of my great friends. I work so closely with him, a great lawyer. He is listening tonight. You'll like this, Chris. He's down in College Station with his wonderful wife, Robin, and they are getting ready for Mississippi State and Texas A&M, and they are watching the game from their RV.
Gig 'em.
That's right. Chris Martinez is a big Aggie. Had a couple kids that went down there. So we are tied at 14 with 9:46 to go in the third quarter. Wow, that's a sudden change play, Chris, and now Jesuit has got to be reeling just a little bit, but this is when you like having the senior leadership of Beck Berry, who will be the quarterback again. You know, that pass, just they weren't able to bring it in. It was a little high, but could have been caught, and Jesuit will just fair catch it. Gabriel James at about the 37-yard line. It's what happens sometimes when it goes off the fingertips, and Kinder made a heck of a play to bring it in, and then he turned on the Jets, and we are tied at 14. So, Chris, you talked about how important it was for Jesuit to get points on that opening drive. They were not able to do it. How big is it now with 14 all? I mean, game of football is so big into momentum swings.
Huge momentum swing there. Jesuit had the big Mo after that conversion on the 25-yard or the 30-yard line, 25 yards to get the first down, and then turns it over on a pick six.
1st and 10, Jesuit at their own 37-yard line. Pearce has tried a couple of short kicks. Jesuit's done a nice job of bringing them in a good field position that they start this one now at their own 37. But we are tied at 14. Beck Berry, rolling left. He'll tuck it and run, and he'll get a couple. Made something out of nothing up to the 40-yard line. Picked up about 3 yards on the play as Devidas, who has been really active defensively. I think the 4th or 5th tackle that Devidas has had tonight for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the Pearce linebacking crew did a good job on collapsing on that. Once Beck Berry committed to running, they were there to meet him after a short gain.
And that was one of those where, you know, he had some time and just no one was open. So he had to tuck it and run. So 2 receivers right. Cade Kirby, 1 touchdown already tonight for the Rangers. Back to pass, Berry. Again, the pocket collapses this time, and he will be taken down for a sack of a couple. 3rd down, 9 upcoming. Nathan Ginn, made the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd down and almost 10, Chris, back just beyond the 37-yard line.
Yeah, you described it correctly. That pocket just collapsed. We're going to see the replay here. And good penetration on the left end for Pearce, number 13, who makes the tackle.
Yeah, Nathan Ginn, I think, is who was able to ultimately make the sack. And there's a penalty against Jesuit, 5 yards. So now 3rd and almost 10 is going to become 3rd and almost 15. We are tied at 14 with 8:32 to go here in the third quarter of play. Sudden change indeed. It was a pick six by Kinder from Pearce. He took it in on the deflected pass, and really a pretty athletic play just to secure that ball, Chris, because he wasn't expecting to have it there, and he had to react quickly, and he brought it in, and then was able to have the good sense to quickly gather himself and take it to the end zone. 3rd down and almost 15 from the 32. Back to pass. Looking deep right side. He throws it up there for Lindley, and it's picked off. It's picked off at about the 37-yard line. And that was Nate Kinder. That's his second interception of the night. He follows up the pick six with great coverage and brings it in. And with 8:01 to go in the third quarter, we are tied at 14.
Nate Kinder had excellent position on that one. Again, he was beyond the Jesuit receiver, and Beck Berry led the receiver, but Nate Kinder was right there in front of him. Jesuit could not get to that ball. Nate Kinder made a spectacular play, and like you said, his second pick on the night.
Well, remember, Colton Waddle, he did not start this game. The quarterback for J.J. Pearce, he is the guy that got them their first touchdown at the end of the first half, and now this is his first drive of the second half. There's the snap, handoff right side, breaking some tackles, short gain. Now there's Jeremiah Lyons. He'll maybe get 1.5 yards, Chris, just inside the 40-yard line. Tackle was made by Ben Phillips for Jesuit.
Yeah, the Pearce running game hasn't been all that effective.
Ben Phillips with the tackle for the Rangers. 2nd down Mustangs.
2nd down 8. Back to pass Waddle. Quick throw, incomplete. Good coverage. He was looking for the tight end. And Jesuit was right there. Was that, let's see.
16.
16. That was Ben Phillips, again, the DB, in on that play as well. So it's been the Ben Phillips defensive series so far. 3rd down 8 from the 39.
Yeah, Waddle thought his tight end was going to continue to move. He kind of stopped, and that's why he overthrew him.
3rd and 8, low snap. Waddle back to pass. He'll fire it, caught. Good defense by Jesuit. He'll be short of the first down at the 41-yard line, and the defense did what they needed to do. Simon McGoldrick, the linebacker, came in and quickly wrapped him up. It'll be 4th down, and you would think it's your own 41-yard line. You got to punt from here, Chris.
You absolutely have to punt. The punt team is coming in. That is a big stop for Jesuit.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at it here. A little bit of a low snap. Waddle brings it in, gets the protection, fires it, caught, but look at McGoldrick. Look at the technique, right where he needs to be, wraps him up, and brings him down. So 4th down. Jesuits come close on a couple of punts tonight with them almost getting the block. Boy, that punter likes to flirt with danger, doesn't he? He carries it for a while before he finally kicks it. And it's going to take a Pearce bounce all the way inside the 10. So not only did he hold it to the perfect time to get it away, but he gets the roll down to the Jesuit 5-yard line, Chris.
You know, that punter, though, when he goes out there for that rugby kick, I think he's also looking, is there enough grass in front of me?
I think he is.
Do I have enough room to break this and not punt it? So he's kind of like a quarterback. He's holding the ball, waiting for someone to open up.
Babe Laufenberg tells us, Chris, that you had said he should be sitting right here with me tonight. He says, hey, you endure Tom Walsh tonight. But he'll be with us next week. He'll be Kevin Fitzsimmons, Babe Laufenberg, and myself. We will be calling the marquee matchup of Lake Highlands, the other Highlands, versus Jesuit. Handoff up the middle, short gain to about the 6-yard line. So just again, in between the tackles, it's been tough for both teams. Brody Ross made the tackle again, only a gain of 1.
There was kind of a misdirection for Jesuit. The line goes left and the running back comes back to the right over the right tackle spot, but just not a lot of room there for the running game tonight.
Yeah, Ginn made the tackle again. Nathan Ginn, who had the sack just a moment ago. 2nd down 9 at the 6-yard line. Man to the left, 2 men split each way. Single back in the gun. There's the snap. Back to pass, Barry. He's flushed right, looking for somewhere to go. Now he's got some receivers just trying to clear out some space. He'll be forced out of bounds at about the 9-yard line as Josh Congable again was there on the play. So that's going to bring up 3rd down at about 6 from the 9-yard line. They got to get just outside the 15, Chris, for the 1st down.
Yeah, and this is another big play because you don't want to be punting from inside your 10-yard line. Jesuit really needs to put together a few 1st downs together.
Yeah, 3rd and about 6.5 actually, and Pearce is showing blitz on the left side. Now they back away. Still 12 seconds on the play clock. We're tied at 14 with 5:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. Big district game for both of these teams. There's the snap. Barry fires it. It's almost picked. He was looking for Parker. It went high, and I mean that was right in the breadbasket of Casa Grande, but it was fired. And I think because of the velocity of that pass, he was not able to bring it in. But my goodness, the Rangers are flirting with disaster as we watch this one on replay, Chris. Just thrown a little bit high, and Casa Grande had it in his hands at the 20, and the Rangers caught a break.
It is tough for a lot of times defensive backs to make those interceptions because, again, they're not expecting the balls to come all the way to them. They're expecting to take the hit on the wide receiver, and then they've got a very, 10 feet to react to the ball.
Cooper Magoo stands about 3 yards deep in his end zone. We need a big kick. He kicks it away from the return man. He gets the bounce that the Rangers need. And it's going to bounce across midfield and go out of bounds inside Pearce territory. When you're standing 3 yards deep in your end zone and you get no return and you kick it to about the 48 or 49-yard line of the opposing team, I guess you'll take that every time.
J.J. Pearce is now playing the field position game. They punted, got Jesuit back deep in their territory. Defense did what they needed to do, stop them, make Jesuit punt deep in theirs. Now they got the good starting field position. Even if they can get a 1st down or 2, they still turn the ball over, and they'll be in a positive area.
For those of you who are wondering about Cooper Magoo, it's like, hey, has he been here like 7 years? No, that was his brother Noah Magoo, who's kicking now at the University of Central Florida. He was a big-time kicker here at Jesuit. Cooper following in the footsteps of his big brother.
The Black Knights?
The Black Knights, is that what they're called from the Central Florida?
I think so.
1st and 10 at the 49.
Flea
flicker again. Second time they've run it tonight. Throwing deep, single coverage, and it's incomplete. They're going to get the Rangers defender with a pass interference because he never got his head turned around, Chris. But he was in the area, but you got to look back. Otherwise, they're going to throw that flag every single time. But the second time tonight, they've gone to the flea flicker. Let's see. The Rangers think it's pass interference on the offense, but I don't think so. I think they're going to call it on the defense.
Defense. On the defense, yeah. He was beat, and he knew he needed to do that to avoid the touchdown. And, of course, in high school ball, it's only a 15-yard penalty. It is a spot foul if it's less than 15 yards, but here it was well beyond the 15 yards. So 15-yard first down for J.J. Pearce.
All right, so the Rangers now, on defense after the 15-yard penalty at the 36-yard line of Jesuit, tied at 14, 5:23 to go third quarter. Ball is on the ground, and the Mustangs come up with it. I think that's going to be an incomplete pass. He kind of lateraled it forward. That'd be an incomplete pass? Yes, that is the call. Chris, you're always good at that.
That was the pop pass, but he lateraled it forward, but he's behind the line of scrimmage. So in the books, it is an incomplete pass, but it sure makes you have a quick little heart attack if you're the Pearce people. 2nd
and 10 at the Ranger 36-yard line. A little deft ball movement there on the end around. The Rangers doing a nice job. It's down again. It's loose. And I think the Mustangs came up with it back at the 35-yard line. So 2 plays where the ball goes onto the turf, but the white jerseys jump on it. And that's the young man that Tate Anchikowski, who made the first touchdown reception on an incredible catch in the end zone. Very difficult catch. And he comes up with the fumble recovery.
Yeah, Pearce is doing a lot of misdirection, flea flickers, reverse end arounds, little laterals up forward.
3rd down 9, Colton Waddle inside the Ranger 35-yard line. Waddle's in the gun. Back to pass. Here comes the Ranger rush. It's complete on the screen pass, but the Rangers are quickly there to wrap him up. Well short of a first down at the 32-yard line, maybe the 31. That's where they're going to mark him. Gabriel James, the first to make contact. It's going to be 4th down and 6. Chris, this would be about a 49-yard field goal. I think that Pearce is going to go for it.
They're definitely going to go for it on their kickoffs. You can see that they're go ahead and see the replay. Oh, they got tipped at the line of scrimmage, the ball.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. A nice job there by Jeremiah Lyons.
Gabriel James is having a game. He calls his name quite a few times.
And Tanner Kruger's the one that I think may have tipped that one. 4th down and 6. Handoff. They're going to swing it back out to Waddle. And he's going to be short of a first down. Good job by the Jesuit defense. Gabriel James makes the play. And the Rangers will take over on downs at the 30-yard line. And how the Rangers needed that, Chris.
Man, Pearce is definitely opening up their playbook. They're going through oddball plays, reverses. That was to the quarterback, a pass to the quarterback. I mean, they're really bringing everything out, trying to find something to penetrate the Jesuit defense. Not to no avail.
Well, Gabriel James came up big along with his Ranger brethren on that defensive series. And the Rangers, after giving up the pass interference on the second flea flicker that the Mustangs have run tonight, get the ball over on downs. Little delayed handoff. Shane Parker taken down for no gain, maybe a yard at the 31-yard line.
He ran into a brick wall there. He got the ball and immediately just got stood up, and there's a big hit on Shane Parker.
Yeah, Brody Ross has been just almost undefeatable in the middle of that line. He keeps making the play.
2nd down Rangers.
They got some good size down there. Edward Diaz, number 99, is listed at 6'4", 300 pounds. And that defensive tackle position. Here's the snap. Beckberry back to pass, looking deep, and it's going to be incomplete. It's tipped up in the air and almost picked off. I mean, the Rangers can't get anybody open deep because they've got 3 white jerseys running. They are making sure no one can go deep.
Not only that, they have great coverage. They're on the receivers. They're in just good positions. They're not getting beat, so it's going to be tough to beat Pearce going downfield. You're going to have to do more bubble screens and quarterback draws and passes out to the flat. That we had some success early in this game.
And right now we got a stoppage in play. Our Ranger receiver is being tended to I don't know if that's Kirby out there. I didn't get a good look at his number. But it's going to be third down and 10.
Cade Kirby.
Good news there. He's walking off under his own power. I was a little nervous by that. He's been by far the most dependable player for Jesuit this season out in the receiver. Yes, we've had some other guys, Lindley, Koenig, they've all stepped up and made some plays as well. But we hope that Cade is going to be okay, kind of walking off gingerly.
But he is walking on his own accord, so that's a positive.
Yeah, hopefully they'll take a look at him, and he'll be all right because he is a wonderful young man and a great player. So it's third down and 9 for Jesuit at their own 31-yard line. But the Rangers have not had any success trying to throw the ball deep, Chris. There's like 3 white jerseys and 1 man out in the pattern. So the Jesuit Rangers are going to have to figure out some way to attack this defense a little differently in the air because they are not giving up anything deep. Big third down for the Jesuit Rangers.
Quarterback draw or the bubble screen.
Back to pass. Barry throws it. It's picked off at the 45-yard line, and the ball is loose. Picked up by Jesuit.
Wow.
Midfield. It's going to be a touchdown. Going the other way. Joseph, Koenigs, and the Rangers.
Wait.
There's a flag down.
There is a penalty marker.
Oh my goodness, what are they going to call? The ball was intercepted. Clearly he made a football move. He made a couple of steps, then he fumbled it, and the Rangers picked it up. Or are they going to call some sort of a penalty against Jesuit? I don't know.
And is it pre or post possession?
Let's see what the call is from the officials. They're talking about it.
Let's see the replay.
Then a fumble recovered by Jesuit. During the return, illegal blindside block. Jesuit, 15 yards from that spot. First down, Jesuit.
Koenigs made the play, picked up the ball. I didn't see right here. That's what they're going to call. Right there. They're calling that a blindside block on Shane Parker.
Well, that was, on the 40-yard line back there, so they called it
Wow.
That's brutal.
And I don't know. I mean, we had a great...
If that was the person that they called.
Well, I think it is. I mean, our cameraman here at Tradio did a nice job there. We had a great look at it, and Parker just trying to spring his teammate. So what could have been a sudden change going the other way is called back. So 6 points get taken off the board.
What a wild play.
At the 31-yard line, back to pass, Barry steps up, and he will be taken down at the 34-yard line. So we had an interception, a fumble caused by Koenigs. He picks it up, takes it in for the score, but a blindside block brings it back. That was Ben Krasner. Would that have been, who was going to pick that? Who picked that one off?
12.
For Pearce?
Oh, no, number 2.
That's what I thought. Davidos. So that would have been a big sudden change for Pearce. Rangers caught a break. Back to pass. Thrown to Parker. Underneath. Breaking a tackle up to about the 40-yard line. He'll be short of a first down by about a yard. And that'll bring up a third down 1. I like seeing that short pass to Parker out of the backfield. Lucas Thomas made the tackle.
Yeah, Parker's not the biggest guy in the world, too, and he got crunched a little bit there, too. He took a big hit last couple of plays. Good to see him get up, and he's got a little kick in his step, but it's going to be a 3rd and 2 play.
Yep, third down at about 2 from the 39-yard line. I thought he got to the 40. So 3rd and 1 would be a little bit more difficult at 3rd and 2.
Got to convert your 3rd downs.
Big play for the Rangers offense. There's the snap, play action. Barry throws it out of bounds. Just no one open. Good pressure as well, Chris. You got to give credit to the defense. That's Brody Ross, the linebacker, who has just been a disruptor tonight defensively. And are the Rangers going to go for it on 4th and 2 from their own 39? Or perhaps we'll see a quick kick here. Let's see.
For 2 yards, and again, the running game hasn't been very effective. This is a gutsy play if they do go for it.
3rd down 2. It's district play. They're going to try to call him off sides maybe. Now they look to the sideline, still 10 seconds. Are the Rangers going to just call timeout and then kick it away? That's what I think they're going to do. He's going to drop back into the quick kick. They're not going to get it away. So they're going to have to take the 5-yard penalty unless they took the timeout. They got the timeout in time, so They were looking, Chris, after trying to draw them off sides to do the quick kick. They just couldn't quite get set.
Yeah, and you wonder about that timeout call there, too. If you just go ahead and take the 5-yard penalty, it's not going to impact your punting team all that much, and you still got that timeout in your back pocket. So Jesuit has burned one late here in the third quarter. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt us.
Wow, what a play. If you're just joining us, Jesuit led this one 14-0 before Pearce scored with about 7 seconds to go in the first half. Then a Pearce interception, pick 6 on the first drive of the second half when Jesuit was driving, made it 14-all. Then another interception by Pearce. Devidos made the interception, but Koenigs stripped the ball. As soon as the ball was intercepted, he picked it up and ran it in for the score, but a blindside block was called post-possession. And we're still tied at 14. This has been a lot of wild swings in this game, Chris.
Yeah, I think that last play, you probably just want to put it on the blooper film. I don't know if it's going to be on the highlight film, but it definitely was an interesting play.
4th down 2 at the 39-yard line. Jesuit now will send back Magoo, the punter. They did have to burn a timeout, only 2 remaining. Let's see if Mustangs have punt block on. There's the snap. There's the kick, and it's a good one. It's going to go fair caught inside the 20-yard line at about the 19-yard line, Chris. About 41 yards, I think.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Normally I'll wait for you to do the math.
I'm sorry, I wasn't doing my math at the moment.
If you're just joining us, I'm Tom Walsh with Chris Martinez. Carson Long, Jesuit senior, does such a magnificent job up here. Has a man of many hats. Trey Bell from Tradio, directing, producing. And then we've got some young men camera operators who are doing a phenomenal job tonight. We've had some great looks at a lot of big plays on replay.
This is like a baseball game. You got 2 pitchers who are throwing shutouts. Just, who's going to break first?
A minute 27 to go in the third quarter. Handoff into the second level. Nice run that time. I think that's Jeremiah Lyons with his best run between the tackles. That was Cabe Weissmiller. Came up to make the play. He picked up 9. It'll be second down at about less than 1.
Yeah, that was Pearce's, I think, best offensive play in the middle of the field with the Lions.
Under center. Man in motion. Handoff again. Huge hole that time. He's got first down yardage plus. Now to about the 35-yard line. And Chris, under a minute to go now here in the third quarter. The tackle was made by Joe Norman. Remember, Joe Norman had a pick 6 to start the New Orleans Jesuit game to get Jesuit off to a 6-0 lead. Clock is running. There's only 18 seconds on the play clock. So we'll have at least one more play here in the third quarter. There's the snap. Waddle will swing it out to the left side, has a blocker out in front. Quickly closing. Good job by the Jesuit defense. Forces him out of bounds after a short gain.
Took him down onto the ground after he was out of bounds. It's always tough when you're wrapping somebody up to know exactly where you are on the field because you don't want to get that unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness penalty.
Andres Van made the tackle. So it's second down 7. 27.3 seconds here to go in the third quarter. Back to pass. Waddle fires it right side, caught. I think he's going to be short of the first down by about a yard. Let's see where they spot him. They spot him at about the 44-yard line. They're going to say, no, he's got it. Tackle was made by Beret. Gave him a pretty good little cushion that time, Chris, and they were just a little pitch and catch, and they got the first down.
Yeah, those 3 plays, you had a run up the middle, then a pass to the left sideline, now a pass to the right sideline. Very methodical, using all parts of the field.
The Twitters are Chris Zink, listening, watching tonight.
But not twittering?
Not twittering, but he's doing everything else to support the Rangers. There's the handoff and taken down for a loss. Great job by the defensive line. Tackle was made by Gafford, and that should do it to end the third quarter. Chris, our third quarter sponsor, of course, is Complete Land Sculpture. Complete Land Sculpture creates beautiful outdoor spaces for over 40 years. From initial design construction of pools and structures, planning installation to year-round maintenance, complete land sculpture is proud to keep North Texas looking its best. We're honored to be longtime supporters of Jesuit athletics and the Jesuit community. Contact Complete Land Sculpture at 214-949-4689 for all your landscaping needs. Go Rangers. You know who does these reads better than anyone? The great Babe Laufenberg. If you listen to those Cowboys broadcasts, which I, of course, do every week, Babe does all the live reads. So when he was here for the Highland Park game, we had him do all the live reads. And next week, we're going to have him do all the live reads.
It's old hat.
He's good at it. He can put anything in front of him, and he can make it seem like he's been reading it for years. So we are tied at 14 going into the fourth quarter. Trey Bell says a lot of experience for Babe Laufenberg. That's right. 28 years he's been at the helm with Cowboys radio, and 40.
I thought it was 29. I thought he had 1 year on us.
Maybe 29. I could be shortchanging him. And then 40-something years for Brad Sham. What a legendary duo.
Yeah, you know, when you say a lot of experience, that's just kind of a code word for being old.
Yeah, but he looks younger than we do, Chris.
Absolutely.
He looks great. All right, second down. 10. After no gain there at their own 44-yard line. The Ranger defense played solid in the third quarter. Back to pass. Waddle all day to throw. Now he'll have to run. Quickly they close on him. Short gain. It won't be a sack, but not much damage at all up to the 46-yard line. It'll be brought up 3rd down and 8. Tackle was made by Joe Norman, who came up to make the first contact.
If there can be a big play early in the fourth quarter, this is it for the Jesuit defense. 3rd and long, they've got to force a punt here and get their offense back on the field.
3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 7, excuse me. The ball rests just inside their own 47-yard line. As you said, Chris, this is a big play. Waddle.
Look how tight they are.
They got everybody inside the tackles. Back to pass. Looked like something got messed up. Waddle is able to avoid the sack. Still being pressured. Now he'll let it go, and it's incomplete. Great job by the Jesuit defense. And that was a Parker Sherman who made the contact just as he got rid of it. The Ranger defense has been really good tonight, Chris. They've only given up 7 points. The other 7 points are Pearce on the pick 6.
Yeah, that's tough on the defensive backs there. When the quarterback has that much time, it's tough to stay with your receivers on the coverage. That's why you need a good pressure on there, just so you can help your defensive backs.
Low snap. He gets the kick away. It's dropped, picked up, and immediately tackled. So good coverage down there, Chris.
Man, the ball's been on the ground quite a bit. Is it raining that I don't know about?
No, that was a line drive kick, low snap. Chris, how about you get us our fourth quarter sponsor?
The fourth quarter sponsor, Rockmore Roofing Solutions. From kickoff to the final whistle, Rockmore Roofing has you covered. Proudly serving our neighbors and supporting Jesuit Rangers football. Rockmore Roofing Solutions.
For the Mustangs. 25-yard line.
We are still tied at 14. Chris, you've got the updated stats.
Or just the total yards for the first 3 quarters. Jesuit 216 total offense. J.J. Pearce 154 yards. 111 yards on the ground for Jesuit. 105 through the air.
Big play, swing out to the right side, and up the right sideline is Shane Parker for a first down up to the 38-yard line. Do we see a flag come down?
Yeah, there is a flag.
Let's see what the call is. Looks like it's coming back.
Jesuit is retreating.
That's always an indication, isn't it, Chris?
That's admitting guilt.
Let's see what
before you're saying, wait.
Looks like it's going to be a holding call against Jesuit.
Yeah, wait till the judge makes a sentence.
Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Sounds like you've been doing some lawyering out there, Chris. Of course, you're a mortgage broker. How if someone wants to call you to get some help on a loan or a refinance, what do they do?
It's real easy, and I appreciate you doing that. Just contact me on my website, chrismartinez.biz, chrismartinez.biz, and I'll help you out.
And he'll do a great job for you. All right, first down and long for the Rangers. Back to pass. They'll swing it out. Ball caught. And the good news is, Chris, up to the 29-yard line, I think that's Kate Kirby.
Yeah, that was nice. He kind of weaved back and forth. He was kind of, he had a bunch of white shirts around him, but he kind of weaved around and got an extra 3-4 yards on that play.
Yeah, but the good news is, remember, Kate Kirby was banged up a minute ago and kind of walked off under his own power, but looked a little bit like his leg might be bothering him. He looks like he's good as new, Chris. That is huge for the Jesuit Rangers.
Yeah, taking a 1st and 20 and making it a 2nd and 8.
Second down. There's the snap. Barry running it all the way. Oh, my.
It just has not been there tonight.
He runs into Luke Casagrande and also Thomas.
Beck Barry on the keeper, Lucas Thomas with the tackle.
So third down at about 4.5, Chris, maybe 5, depending on where they spot it. Big third down for the Rangers. Your defense just got you the ball back, did a nice job. You do not want to give it right back on a 3 and out.
Yeah, Jesuit only 3 for 11 on third downs tonight. That's been their bane. They're 1 of 3 on 4th downs. Hopefully we don't have to see a 4th down attempt.
Big third down and 4.5 right here. There's the snap. Barry swings it out. Ball caught. Kirby. He's got the first down beyond the 40-yard line. When the chips are on the line, you go to your money man, Cade Kirby. Jameson made the tackle, but that was a big conversion for this Jesuit Ranger offense.
Yeah, just chopping up a little bit at a time. Get 5 yards here, 6 yards there. That was a nice conversion on a 3rd and 4. They picked up about 7.
First down 10. The Rangers needed that one. Kirby, single coverage to the left side. Barry, handoff to the left side. Parker. Hard running, isn't that, Chris? He's up to about the 45. He picked up about 4 when I didn't think there was any room there. It'll be second down and about 6. Now they're going to mark it back at 44. It'll be second down closer to 6.5.
Yeah, that was a good run by Shane Parker. He took a hit towards the end, but he made a little bit out of nothing.
Tom Walsh, Chris Martinez, 28 years together, 25 with the legend. Jack Fitzsimmons, we think of him and miss him every single day. Second down 6. Draw play. Good hole. Lucas Meyer, second level. He's got a first down. Good play call right there. The offensive line opens him up. Jeremiah Lyons has to come up and make the tackle, but the Rangers are now into J.J. Pearce territory.
Yeah, that time the Jesuit Ranger offense had 3 receivers far left. Last time they did that, they went opposite, and this time they went towards the 3 receivers in a big hole.
And there you saw that hole opening up almost like the Red Sea. Great job by that offensive line and a great play call. First down 10 at the 44. Clock is running, 8:35 to go in the ball game. Handoff, Meyer running hard. He won't get much but 2, but he broke a tackle to prevent a loss on the play as Will Miltonberger made the play.
Yeah, he got a 2-yard gain. It easily could have been a 1-yard loss. A good hard run by Meyer.
Caleb Stuckey is 5'10", 280. Edward Diaz is 6'4", 300. They've got a 280 defensive lineman and a 300-pound defensive lineman. That's a heck of some big bodies out there, and they are very effective at clogging up the middle. Barry to Kirby. Gets some blocks, flags are down, breaking tackles, it's going to come back. He's going to take down the 5-yard line, but that one's coming back. The official threw the flag immediately as Kirby is down again. Oh my. Got hit from behind. Let's watch this, Chris, right here. You can see if we can see the infraction.
I think they called a hold.
Right here. That's what they're going to call, and the defender did a nice job of kind of throwing his hands up.
And not worrying about the play.
And let's just hope that Cade Kirby is okay, as he was hit from behind. And I think that the defender, he was trying to make the tackle, may have fallen on his lower leg. So we'll hope that Cade is okay.
And that may have been the same leg that he was banged up on earlier, where he kind of walked off the field gingerly. He's going to have a bruise there in the morning.
Oh, yes.
Well, he is walking off on his own, a little slower this time than he walked off last time.
All right, let's let this young man get a little bit of rest. We need him for the remainder of the season. So the touchdown or near touchdown will not count. They call the holding call, and my friend Barrett Bruce listening in tonight. We got a lot of good friends listening out there. Chris Zink, the Twitter czar. You know, his claim to fame here at Jesuit is his wife is Rebecca Zink, and she is beloved by the Jesuit community and by Tom Walsh, one of our dear friends. So we're at the 49-yard line after the penalty. It'll be second down in about 15. They've got to get to the 34 of Pearce. And let's watch Cade on the sideline. Hope he'll be all right. We need him. He's already come back after being banged up. I think the good news is he did walk off under his own power. His father is one of my good friends and fraternity brothers from SMU, and I love seeing my friend's son star for the Jesuit Ranger. Handoff up the middle, nothing doing. It's going to be third down and very long as Caleb Stuckey, the 5'10", 280-pound defensive tackle, made the play. It's tough to run inside against these Mustangs, isn't it?
Yeah, when you got 300 pounds and 260 pounds anchoring the middle of that defensive line, you're not going to move them out. Maybe you can run around them. Maybe they're a little slow of foot, but going right at them, that's tough.
I know we've run that little bubble screen from the receiver coming back inside. Are we going to go to that play again, or what are we going to dial up on 3rd and 14 from their own 46? Back to pass, Barry, under pressure, steps up. Rolling right, trying to find someone, no one open. He'll finally let it go down the left sideline. It's caught! Did he come down in bounds?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did! What a catch! What a throw! Caden Profit brings it in. Oh, my.
Tempo.
Watch this, Chris.
Tempo.
The Rangers go tempo. We'll see in a minute. Handoff. Meyer. Nowhere to go. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. The Rangers did go tempo. Let's watch that again, Chris. On 3rd down and 14.
Barry did a good job. Most of the time when he gets out of the pocket, he's looking to run, and he's still looking to run, but at least he had his head up, seeing what was downfield, and found him.
Yeah, look at that. And he just stays behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, he was close, but he stays behind it and then throws it with 3 white jerseys bearing down on him.
Wow.
And in triple coverage, Caden Profit comes down with it.
Yeah.
And another great job by the cameraman here. I mean, they're doing such a great job. Trey, I'm just going to ask you, do we have a couple of Jesuit students, or are they your guys? All right, Trey Bell and Tradio's got his own guys, and wow, they're doing a great job. I mean, that's just perfect camera work.
He was triple covered, and Beck Berry had 3 white shirts surrounding him. So that's 6 out of the 11 guys on those 2, the receiver and the quarterback.
So we got a stoppage and play. Let's catch you up where we are. It's 6:32 to go in the ball game. Good news, the Ranger player is getting up and walking off under his own power. Looks like he's holding his wrist or his hand.
That's Jesuit offensive lineman,
It's Luke Cutler,
the captain. Captain Luke Cutler.
Yeah, they'll need that young man with his leadership and his play on the field. He's a warrior. 2nd down 10 upcoming at the 28-yard line. We hope you've enjoyed it. We're glad you're with us tonight here on the Ranger Sports Network, brought to you by Tradio. 2nd down 10 at the 28. Parker's in the backfield. Koenig's wide left. There's the snap. Back to pass, Barry. He'll fire it over to Parker. And just good, sure-handed tackling there. I mean, you know, you get the ball one-on-one to Shane Parker, you like your odds. But Luke Casagrande, whose brother was the star running back last year for the Pearce Mustangs, such a sure-handed tackle. And we actually will lose a yard back to the 29-yard line, and we're under 6 minutes to go, Chris, with 3rd down and about 11 and a half.
Yeah, we're going to have a decision to make here depending on where 4th down is if we do not get the 1st down, if it's within Cooper Magoo's range. His long this year is only 34 yards, so we're, you know, if the ball doesn't move from right here, you're looking at about a 47-yarder.
I bet you he's got that range. His brother certainly did, and they are biological brothers, so I bet he can. They're a little quarterback draw left side on the option. He's going to be close to a 1st down. He's going to be short by about a yard.
Decision time.
Lucas Thomas made the tackle. I think they're going to go for it here. I love that play call. Pull out the option and let Beck Berry keep it. It'll bring up 4th down and 2, Chris, as you get a look at it on replay here. As we run the option. And he was keeping it all the way.
He found the hole, and he got it just slithered in there.
4th down at about 2. 2 men in the backfield, 1 wide receiver left. Trying to get him to jump. Timeout is going to be called by the Mustangs.
Interesting.
So you got him to use a timeout.
So 4th down, if they're going to try to draw them offside. Or
We're going to take a quick break right now, Chris. 4:51 to go, 4th quarter. We're tied at 14. Back in a moment.
Antique Mall will end 30 minutes after the game.
Had to get one into the back of the net. Caught, touchdown, Jesuit, what a catch! Score! He does this and goal! Goal! And the Rangers win the game!
All right, so the Rangers have talked it over, and they're going to bring out Cooper Magoo for the 36-yard field goal try from the left hash.
This would be his long for the year. He's 2 for 3 on the year on field goals.
36-yard try to put the Rangers out in front. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is right down Inwood Road. It's good. And the Rangers lead 17-14. Cooper Magoo from 36 yards out. And the Rangers take the lead again, 17-14. I think the right call, of course, is the right call when you make it. But the way your defense has played tonight, Chris, you've only given up 7 points to this Mustang team.
True, and that puts a lot of pressure on Pearce because of what we've seen from their kicker. It doesn't look like they've got that strong of a leg, so that if they go down there and they get in field goal position, that's not going to be a gimme on there. So they're going to try to score touchdowns.
Well, we're glad you're with us tonight. Carson Long, you know, he makes me sound good, Chris. He's so good. Of course, his eyes are better than mine. He's only 18 years old. Carson, are you 18 now? Yes, he is.
No,
looking forward to seeing where Carson goes.
You're always good. You know, he's kind of like he's kind of like makeup for a woman. You look good, but you're just enhancing the beauty.
He's enhancing me. I'll tell you that. You remember Chris Ackles? He was Carson Long about 18 years ago. Now he's the voice of Notre Dame Stadium, the public address announcer. And he's also our main play-by-play guy as I have cut back my duties along with Kevin Fitzsimmons.
That scoring drive, 12 plays, 56 yards, 6 minutes and 10 seconds from Vanguard Auto Group.
And we'll get the rest of that Vanguard Auto Group. Go ahead, Chris, as that's a kick out of the end zone.
The Vanguard Auto Group, this scoring summary is sponsored by Vanguard Auto Group. Vanguard Auto Group is proud to stand behind Jesuit Athletics. With GMC, Kia, and Ford dealerships in the DFW Metroplex and surrounding areas, we're here to be your hometown dealer. Visit VanguardAutoGroup.com and schedule your test drive today. Go Rangers.
I got to tell you, Chris, you sounded like Babe Laufenberg there. Very smooth with that read.
Yeah, Babe with a cold.
First down 10. The Ranger defense now has a job to do with 4:45 to go in the ball game. A tough defensive struggle. Both defenses have been outstanding. Waddle's in the gun. Handoff, left side. Good hard running for about 5 yards. That is Jeremiah Lyons. Tanner Krug made the tackle.
Jeremiah Lyons, he's playing defense as well. The 4th quarter, he's got to be spent. So, giving him runs up the middle after he's been playing pretty much both sides of the ball for 3.5 quarters for this point. He's got his hands on his hips. He's sucking some oxygen.
Yeah, but he's a warrior, and he's out there competing. And at a high level, has a good 5-yard run. 2nd and 5. It looked like that could have been a little bit of a motion penalty, but there was no call. Joe Norman comes up to make the tackle, a gain of 1. But did you see someone move early on that one? I thought I did.
It sure looked like it. So your choice is: do you want a 2nd and 10 or a 3rd and 4? We don't have a choice. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
Now let's look at it right here on the replay. Yes, the left guard and the left tackle moved early. I'm surprised the officials, they've been all over the false start tonight, but they got away with one there. But it's only a gain of a yard. I think I'll take the 3rd and 4, Chris. Big play. The Rangers faithful is on their feet. Waddle's got 2 men to the right, 1 tight end and kind of an H-back, and then Now they'll bring everyone in tight. One wide receiver left. The Rangers faithful, making a lot of noise. Waddle fires it out left side, and it's going to be incomplete.
No, caught.
Did he catch it after the? Oh my goodness! It was bobbled, and then he brought it in, Chris.
Yeah, it was bobbled, and we thought it was incomplete. But then you see the Pearce sideline; they're jumping up and down, so you know that he hung on to the ball. So.
And guess who it was, Chris? It was the man that caught the ball to first touchdown, and Tchaikovsky. Wow, what a catch. I thought that was incomplete. My apologies.
He just stayed with it. Concentration.
In double coverage, picked up a big 3rd and 4. End around to the right side. Good pursuit by the Rangers, and a flag comes down. I think that's going to be against Pearce. It's going to cost them 10 yards. Great pursuit by Jesuit. Ben Phillips came flying, and I think he was held.
Yeah, the preliminary call by the line judge is holding against Pearce.
And we'll get a look at it right here, Chris. They bring the end around.
Down on the edge, down here.
Yep, right there. You can see it. He's almost tackling.
Got his hands around his neck.
Yeah.
A lot of times they'll let you get away with that for a second or two, but you got to release it.
Yeah. Boy, I love this replay capability that we have here, Trey.
It's a little bit different from 1998.
But in 1998, we put things on a whiteboard up here, and that was it. All right, 1st down and 20, back at the 31-yard line. That was our first season calling Jesuit football. Back to pass. Here comes the Ranger rush. Fired it deep, and it's almost picked off.
Excellent coverage again for the Jesuit secondary.
Yeah, and that was a really good job by Jesuits number 5, Andres Van, who almost came up with it.
Secondary has been in good position tonight. The Pearce secondary has been excellent tonight, but the Jesuit secondary is doing very well too. Oh,
no, the Rangers,
there's some confusion now.
The Rangers are not going to get him off in time. He did. Oh, if they would have snapped that ball, they would have had a free play. Back to pass, Waddle. Good protection. Now he's flushed up the middle. Throws it. Short gain. It's going to be 3rd and long. Boy, the Rangers made a late substitution, Chris.
Very late.
And if they would have noticed it, they could have gotten a free play, but they let him get off. Andres Van made the tackle. And it's 3rd down and about 14. We're under 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Clock is running. Jesuit leads 17-14. What are you dialing up for the Pearce Mustangs?
I think you got to go back to what works. Right down the sideline to number 7.
He's been money tonight. Man goes in motion. Back to pass, Waddle. 3-man rush. He's throwing deep. And it's going to be incomplete. No flags. No flags. Ben Phillips running stride for stride with the defender, and with 4th and 14, this could be your game, Chris.
Yeah, with the minute 55, Pearce has 2 timeouts. They really don't have any other choice but
Chris?
To go for it.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but are they going to talk about it? Because they would get the 2-minute time. No, the 2-minute timeout is over.
This
was it.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Okay, that's it.
So minute 55, still only 2 timeouts left. If they don't convert, if they punt, you can't stop the clock in time with only 2 timeouts with a 40-second clock. So they really don't have a choice. They've got to, dial up whatever that's in their playbook for 4th and 15.
4th and 15, 4th and 14 with 1:55 to go. This is your ball game. Jesuit up 17-14. Now, if you're Jesuit, do you play coverage? Just try to keep everyone in front of the sticks? Or do you bring some pressure? I think you go 3 or 4 man with the rush, Chris. You play coverage, just try to keep them in front of you. The 50-yard line, keep them inside their own 50. The Rangers are going to bring out some extra defensive backs. I think they'll go with a 3 or 4 man rush, and that's it. I don't expect them to bring any sort of a blitz.
But it's very key for that 3 to 4 man rush to put some pressure on him. You just can't let him sit back there all day and pick it apart.
Colton Waddle has been very solid tonight for the Mustangs in relief. Let's see what happens on 4th and 14. And timeout's going to be taken by the Mustangs. And Chris, if there was any doubt that you had to go for it with 2 timeouts, you absolutely have to go for it on 1 timeout. They wanted to get a look at that.
Yeah, Pearce wanted to see what Jesuit defense was going to be, exactly what you said. Going to have a lot of guys in coverage here, very minimal pressure up front.
Remember, folks, if this is the 2nd district game, Jesuit is 1-0 in district. Pearce is, I believe, 0-1. they lost to Lake Highlands. Is this their second district game as well, Chris?
Yes, they played Lake Highlands last week, Jesuit this week, so they got the two Gorillas right off the bat.
Of course, Jesuit will have Lake Highlands next week. Are we going over to the Boneyard for that?
No, that's over here.
It's over here at Ranger Stadium. All right. Glad to know that, so I don't drive over to the Boneyard, which is what they lovingly and affectionately call Wildcat Ram Stadium when the Lake Highlands Wildcats play there. The Berkner Rams play there as well. My beautiful wife, Tara Walsh, a Berkner Ram graduate, but she bleeds Jesuit, Ursuline, blue and gold, and red, because Ursuline, of course, is red. So 4th and 14. The Ranger faithful up. They got the bells out. They're going to play coverage, keep them inside the 50-yard line. They've got to get to the Ranger 49. Gabriel James playing center field. Back to passes, Waddle. Here comes the Ranger rush. They've got it behind the line of scrimmage. He throws it. It's incomplete. It's incomplete. The Ranger rush. Joe Norman was there. Tanner Krug was there. And the Ranger defense holds. And the Rangers appear ready to escape tonight with a hard-fought 17-14 victory because the Pearce Mustangs can only stop the clock one time.
6-yard line.
What do you think of that pressure, Chris Martinez?
The defensive line did what they had to do. They could not give him time to throw. The secondary was...
Look at that, Chris. That's only a 3-man rush, and they got some good penetration. Waddle does a nice job there to avoid it, but there was just too many blue jerseys there.
But Waddle was smart. He knew it was 4th down. He just knew he had to throw it anywhere.
Handoff. Shane Parker breaking tackles. Right side! Down the sideline! He's inside the 20. Flag comes down late.
Parker Sherman over the right side.
Late hit.
Shane Parker.
Excuse me.
A flag comes down late, Chris. I'm not sure if there was a late hit or some sort of unsportsmanlike. Well, interesting. Rockmore Roofing Solutions is our 4th quarter sponsor from kickoff to the final whistle. Rockmore Roofing has you covered, proudly serving our neighbors and supporting Jesuit Ranger football.
Rockmore Roofing Solutions.
And Chris, while we wait for this call, we got our title sponsor.
For Ben Krasner, J.J. Pearce.
Veritex Bank is our title sponsor. Veritex Bank is proud to serve as the official bank of the Jesuit Dallas Rangers. We share a strong commitment to serving the community and making a difference in the lives of others. Learn how our shared values make Veritex Bank and Jesuit a winning team at www.veritexbank.com. Member FDIC.
You know, Chris, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called against Jesuit after that big run by Shane Parker. I don't know who they got, but somebody was probably a little over-exuberant down there. So it is a 1st down still for Jesuit, but all they've got to do really, Chris, now...
Take a knee.
Just take a knee. They've only got one timeout left for the Pearce Mustangs.
It is 1st down. Scoreboard says 2nd down. The down marker says 1st down.
And it is 1st down because they got a 1st down and then they had the penalty. There's the snap. Handoff, Lucas Meyer inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Will Miltenberger, who's played very well tonight defensively for the Mustangs, makes the tackle. Final timeout for the Mustangs.
Okay, so this thing is snapped with 1:34. They're out of timeouts right now. Let's say it takes about 5 seconds at the minute, less than 1:30. Then you got the 40-second clock on that. So 3rd down, they would snap it with like about 50 seconds to go. You'd want to run around for about 10 and then get tackled, and then the 40 seconds would run out.
And that's probably why, just doing the math that you've done so adroitly, Chris, is probably why Brandon Hickman is continuing to pound the ball, because if you just take a knee, you can't use that much clock, right?
That's true. You got to run around a little bit.
Of course, we all remember the Joe Pisarcik play when Herm Edwards, when the Giants had the game won, and I think it was Herm Edwards for the Eagles, who later became an NFL head coach and a very successful one.
Pisarcik handed the ball off to his teammate's hip.
Yes, and Herm Edwards picked it up. 2nd down at about, we'll call it 5 from just inside the 30. We'll have a post-game show as well. Handoff, Lucas Mayer. And he's down at about the 27-yard line. Everyone's trying to pull that ball away from him. You got to be strong. 38 seconds now running on the play clock. Nathan
15,
Ginn.
so there'll be about 45 seconds before they have to snap the ball. They might just call timeout, like with 41 seconds to go.
You mean with 1 second to go?
Right. I mean, 41 seconds on the game.
I see.
Right.
Okay, my bad.
And then
you know what you're doing. What am I doing trying to correct the great Chris Martinez? I apologize.
When you use the word adroitly, that made me think, okay, you know what I'm going to do now? I think I'm going to go buy a dictionary.
Chris and I have been together 28 years, folks, doing these games on the radio. You know, Chris is a legend at Jesuit. He not only, Jesuit does take that time out, as you said, with 45 seconds. Not only does Chris Martinez been up here with me for 28 years, not only is he a Gold Ranger Award winner, but he's called several hundred, Jesuit baseball games. He is the voice of right field. And if you go to a Jesuit baseball game, you heard him, and he makes it so fun, and he does so much for this community. And it's been great to become your friend over 28 years, Chris. And thank you for all you do for Jesuit.
Oh, well, I'm not even a legend in my own house, let alone here. So I'd like for you, people to come out to the baseball games. They have a great team. I'd love to get more fans out there. It is a fun atmosphere, and it's a great facility.
Folks, I hope you really enjoyed watching this quality broadcast. I mean, the guys at Tradio, Trey Bell and his guys, the camera work has been outstanding. I've loved watching all these highlights. They've got all the big plays. There's a big penalty. We can see what happens. Turnover, we can see what happens. It's been awesome. So third down at about 4 at the 27-yard line. Meyer goes in motion. Now they'll swing him out into the slot.
Run around. It's got to burn at least 5.2 seconds off.
And that's what he's going to do. He's running back just to try to burn some time, Chris. You're exactly right. He's going to come down in the field of play.
Well, I don't see the referees spinning his hands, but I guess the clock's still running.
And that's exactly what they needed to do, and Beck Berry did it. And your Jesuit Rangers are going to 2-0 on the year in district play. A tough, hard-fought win over a gutsy J.J. Pearce Mustang team, but the Rangers prevail. They came up with the plays when they needed, and they go to a 17-14 victory, and both teams can hold their heads high from a very well-played game. And it was a defensive struggle, Chris, but the Rangers made the plays when they needed to.
Yeah, they did. That was a big play right there, that fourth quarter, man. You win the game in fourth quarters. And you know that field goal in the fourth quarter, that's the first points this year that Jesuit has scored in the fourth quarter. And those were big 3 points.
They were big indeed. Well, we've got the post-game show coming up in just a moment. That's Mosley Dental Group. At Mosley Dental Group, we provide advanced dental solutions and personal attention to our patient family. We promise you will never feel like an anonymous number on a chart. Instead, we'll greet you warmly by name and look forward to your visits at the time spent with a friend. Mosley Dental Group. Folks, I go to Mosley Dental Group. Dr. Mosley taking great care of me. I was in his chair about a month ago. Rachel, my longtime dental technician, she's the best. Go into Mosley Dental Group. They're located at Hillcrest Road, just south of 635. Tell them that Tom Walsh sent you and that you appreciate so much Mosley Dental Group's support of Jesuit Ranger football. So, Chris, as we are now in the Mosley Dental Group postgame show, what a win. I'm really excited. That sets up a big game next week against Lake Highlands, against two of the district leaders.
Yeah, that's obviously going to be for the district championship. It all looks like it. You don't normally say that early in the season, but Lake Highlands and Jesuit Dallas are typically the top two teams. This J.J. Pearce team is a good team. MacArthur looks like that they might be something this year too. So I think the district is getting a little tougher this year. So next week against Lake Highlands, again, Lake Highlands beat this J.J. Pearce team last week 49-13, and they were playing MacArthur tonight. Last time I saw it was 14-0 MacArthur. I don't know what the score is now, but that was the halftime score.
That's what I saw too.
Yeah, so it's this is a big win and a good win, but next week, enjoy it tonight, but let's be working out for those Wildcats at Lake Highlands, because that is going to be for the district title.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you guys, all of the Jesuit Nation, I'm so excited about the Jesuit defense and how they played tonight. They were tough against the run. Their pass defense was outstanding. You only gave up 7 points tonight. Remember, 7 of these points were from a pick six. by Lake Highlands. By J.J. Pearce. And these were two teams last year, Chris, that played a 48-42 ball game, right? With J.J. Pearce coming out with the victory. Tonight, a 17-14 victory for your Jesuit Rangers. They'll get to enjoy this one, and we'll be back here next week. Chris, we're waiting for those final stats, so we can talk about that for just a moment. But at Mosley Dental Group, we provide advanced dental solutions and personal attention to our patient family. We promise you will never feel like an anonymous number on a chart. Instead, we'll greet you warmly by name and look forward to your visits as time spent with a friend. Tell Mosley Dental Group how much you appreciate their support. Hopefully we get the final stats here that we can talk about on the Mosley Dental Group postgame show. I think Brian Henry, our sports information director, is going to bring over. Do we have any final stats, Brian? Okay, here we go, Chris. What are you seeing there, Chris? What are the final numbers showing?
The total offensive yards for Jesuit, 299 yards to 177 for Pearce. Again, I'm kind of looking at this thing cold. Jesuit third down conversions, they still got to work on that. They were only 5 for 15, but Pearce was only 3 for 10, and they were 0 for 2 on fourth downs. For Jesuit, Shane Parker led the rushers, all rushers, with 73 yards on 12 carries. Beck Berry had 142 yards passing. 5 catches for Cade Kirby for 70 yards and a touchdown. Lucas Meyer, 22 yards on the reception. Corson Lindley, 18 yards on 3 catches. Shane Parker, 6 yards on 3 catches. Shane Parker also scored the other touchdown on the ground. For the defense, unassisted tackles, Joe Norman, 6 tackles altogether. Simon McGoldrick and Gabriel James, 5 tackles apiece. And Jackson Gare, 4 tackles. For J.J. Pearce, Jeremy Lyons, only 26 yards on 8 carries tonight. Colton Waddle, the backup, was 12 for 22. Evan Roseberry, the starter, was 4 for 8. 119 yards in the air for Waddle, 13 yards for Roseberry for 132 yards total. And the Tate Ashikoski, 4 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. That's the highlights of those right now.
And that was the only touchdown by the offense for Pearce tonight, and it was a big touchdown with about 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, Jesuit's got to get rid of that pick 6 on their offensive side. You know, they gave up 2 pick 6s against New Orleans Jesuit a couple weeks ago, so those are not good. They're going to come back and bite you.
Well, of course, tonight was a deflected pick 6, and that's what happens sometimes when you have a deflection. Well, Chris, a lot of fun to do the game with you tonight. The Rangers needed this one to set up the big showdown next week here against the team that a lot of people, the experts in the area, thought was kind of the favorite. And I guess they are on paper, the Lake Highlands Wildcats, but it is being played here at Ranger Stadium. And the Jesuit Rangers are now coming in with some momentum, 2-0 in district play, and I think have got to be excited about what they saw from their defense tonight.
Yeah, they were potentially on the old momentum thing. They were going into halftime thinking it was 14-7. They gave up that late touchdown, and then they gave up the another touchdown in the third quarter, 14-14. And right then you could say, okay, we're not doing what we're supposed to do, and just kind of give up at that point in time. But they put the pedal to the metal, and they did what they had to do, stopped Pearce. The running back for Pearce, only 26 yards tonight. They did what they had to do, and it was a big momentum change for Jesuit to come back and win this game, because for a moment there, Pearce looked like all of a sudden it was going to be all Pearce.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that sudden change was sudden, and it was devastating. And the Rangers never blinked. The defense stayed stout. The offense had a big drive to finish with the field goal, 36 yards by Cooper Magoo for the game winner with under 2 minutes to go. The Rangers defense then held out the Pearce Mustangs on that final drive, and they get the win. Well, Chris, it was a lot of fun tonight. I know you'll be here next week with Kevin Fitzsimmons, Babe Laufenberg, and me. We hope that you will all join us again. Chris, your final thoughts.
Big win for Jesuit. Again, they were in a position where they could have let it get away from them. They didn't. They did what they had to do and win the big ball game against J.J. Pearce. 31 points scored in this game. Man, that was usually a first quarter score in previous games.
Yeah,
with these guys.
Remind me, Chris, if you can remember, the biggest score from 2016. What was that?
It was 74-52. 120. What is it? My math here. 128 points.
Wow.
But the last 10 games I did real quickly, they averaged 75 points a game total over the last 10 games. Today, not even half that. 31 points.
And you know what? Tonight they got the W, 75-42. I know that I called you a droid earlier with the math.
52.
So 127 points?
127,
All right, I love it. Well, Chris, it was great being with you tonight. I want to thank the folks from Tradio. I want to thank Carson Long. Thanks to Trey Bell from Tradio. Thanks, and the cameramen who did a great job. Thanks to Carson Long, Jesuit Senior. You know what, folks? He could be out with his friends, his classmates, and he chooses to spend his Friday nights helping us out, and he is so incredibly helpful to me and to our broadcast. So thank you to Carson Long, Jesuit Senior. And thank you again, Trey Bell, Tradio. Thank you to Alex Soich, our halftime guest. He is the VP of Operations and Finance here at Jesuit. What a wonderful time it was to visit with him. So for my broadcast partner, Chris Martinez of 28 years, my name's Tom Walsh. It was a pleasure to be with you tonight. I'll be with you again with Chris next week, along with Kevin Fitzsimmons and Babe Laufenberg. It's Jesuit versus Lake Highlands right here 1 week from tonight. Both teams will come in 2-0 in district play. Join us on this same YouTube channel. Until then, have a great week and go Rangers.